Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Evelyn. I'm here to introduce you to a new level of entertainment. The stars have aligned, connecting Brooklyn, New York, Sacramento, California, and Atlanta, Georgia. The team. Introducing Flatbush, Brooklyn's finest, the boss, Chef Choupino. Hailing from Sacramento, California, is Andrea Lynch. From the dirty South Atlanta, Georgia, is your boy, Victor Freeze Music, or just Vic.
Her phone jump is the weekend. Julian come true with the freak friends. Hitting on doors, that's a defense. Rolling with her, that's that offense. Hit me, change you, let me peach in. With a bull shaking to my maybe drop ins. So they don't buy, and I say, so they don't buy, you the kid play, baby, tell me what you want. Julian, I know you live from. Ever since remember we been knocking at the door. Y'all been moving paper, we be running up the school. Y'all before that pill that we was sleeping on the floor. West side Africa, you know the shit ain't hard. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Pop it, baby. Come roll with me. All night long. As times relax, my mind's relaxed. I got now from who got next. Here's my number, just send a text. You got a man and she responds, nah. Okay, sure enough, I'ma let you go, don't wanna hold you up. I'ma call your phone when I put it up. Whoever let you go must be dumb as fuck. Wait for. Girl, you so fine, I'll pay for. Fly you first class to the lake for. Body so blessed, I pray for. Body so blessed, I pray for. Because I don't care what you say. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. My nigga, I killed it. Night long. That's the part where you get your girl, nigga. Make sure she focus, nigga. Make sure you focus, nigga. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, hit it. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. That's a hit for your ass, nigga. Hit for your ass, nigga.
Yeah. Yeah. Get this overlay off the screen. What up, y'all? Pull this curtain. It's good. It's your boy, Chef. Yeah, no fitted tonight. No fitted tonight. This right here. This is, I call this a comfort cap. Call it a comfort cap. Call it a brain condom. Pause. Call it what you want. But in the world of hats, you can call this my binky. All right. What's good, y'all? It's your boy. Let me give you a little warm essence. Bring this down a little bit. You know, your boy got a little more technological with the lights. Got a little more depth in terms of the lighting. So here we are. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. Check. Okay. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. All right, I see you, Biz. I appreciate you. So let me send this love out. Quantum, what's going on? If you guys understand, the 3 ladies, you know what I mean? The 3 ladies of this YouTube thing, right? There's actually 4, but there's 3 ladies that I consider my A1 day ones in this mission. 2 of them are 2 people that are very close to me, 2 really close friends. One is, of course, Mika Marcel. The other is Dawn Frank, right? These are friends that I know, you know. And then in terms of the A1s, just said, Mika Marcel, Dawn Frank, there's another A1 day one. Met her on YouTube. Quantum Love Metaphysician. She been there from the jump. For the jump. She is engagement for me. If I see engagement on my analytics, she's there, as well as those other 2 ladies. You know, so I want to say thank you to y'all for being a part of this thing here. So, Quantum, what up? Biz Busy. Another one, another treat to the show. If you check out one of my streams that I did with Biz Busy and Andrea Lynch, Off the Chain. This is a brilliant sister. Thank you, Biz. I appreciate you. And of course, Andrea Lynch, the lady that coined the phrase, that's some bullshit. All right, let's keep it going. Okay. Nighthawks, salute. This guy right here, 100 watts. All right, I don't want to dox him, but when somebody mama named him Ramon, you know that's a smooth ass dude. He was one of the dudes that made this channel. He was one of the people that helped me get to monetization even before he left. He was one of the people that helped us get to double the amount of watch hours we needed with only a couple months in. Nighthawks salute, Nighthawks forever, and pay close attention, all right, for this public service announcement. What I'm going to be doing over the next course of the next few weeks is giving you guys some digging in the crates, giving you guys some taste to how this channel got started, because I think that's important. I've been doing a lot of thinking about what I'm doing and trying to leave out what other folks are doing, but think about how we got started and how, you know, me becoming this YouTube chef actually has impacted and giving y'all the content, because I believe some of our greatest content came when we had only 200, 300, 400 subscribers. 100 watts was a part of that. So if you don't see 100 watts on here, You know, if you go a year back, you don't see 100 watts on here. That doesn't matter. He already put bricks in this bitch. So respect 100 watts, Watkins, 100 watts, and this Pops. Salute 100 watts because he's a part of this. He put foundational bricks in this thing here. Remember that. All right. So one of the things that we were doing as Nighthawks is there was times we would start streams at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, midnight Eastern Standard Time, and run shows until 5-6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So as I did last night, because StreamYard only allows you to do 2 hours, I took a 6-hour stream, split it into 2 hours, and let it run last night. I ain't gonna lie, I was asleep halfway through the second one. But that's what I'm gonna be doing for y'all. I owe you guys a lot. And I do feel a way in terms of the fact that me sitting at about 1,670 or 1,680 subs, I think that I do owe you guys a lot. That's one of the reasons, even at that point, I'm not, I haven't done the subscriptions because I believe that it's important for me to be able to put out consistent stuff, give you guys some Easter eggs and some treats to benefit from before I take your subscription. So stay tuned. Who knows? After we end this thing tonight, I may just drop a late stream just to let that bitch run. All right? So let me get back to the love. You want to know what's tonight's structure? Rabbit hole? There is none. I just wanted to come to talk to my people. So there's some random fire. Peace, Andrea. Nah, nothing in my bag, but if somebody brings up something in my bag, you never know. I might throw the link out early as hell. You never know. He said, boy, because you took me back with that colorist versus press. Yo, that was a killer right there. I'm actually going to drop the show that came out the night before. I was thinking about editing that down into a Vic versus On the Block with Jen. But I may just let it run like last night. Right. Subscribe. Hit the likes. Let me cough real quick. Thank you. So what's up, YouTube? I got 6. Hey, you see this freaking dude right here, man? I'm just talking, so ain't no structure. You see this freaking dude right there with the striped shirt, man? He's one of them dudes. He the homie that you and him gonna go at it at Christmas time, Thanksgiving time. But for some reason, God put him in front of you, and you just figure out there's a reason why. And you got a certain level of respect and love for him. He's that dude. Me and him had a thing way back, and then there was one night I had a dream. I had told my lady, I was like, yo, I had this weird dream, yo. She said, what? I was like, yo, I was at an event, and it was in D.C. And I walked out of the hotel, and I see Truth. And he looked at me, and I looked at him. And it was like we thought it was on site. And we walked up to each other, and we looked at each other. And we just hugged. I don't know why this dude is in my life, man, but I fucks with him. So salute to my dude, Truth. Hold it down, love you back, my G, love you back. You know what I mean? We got work to do. We got work to do. So tonight, I might put the link out in a second. Talk about whatever we want to talk about. Today I was watching. You already know, man. I was watching just some random shows while I was working. I work from home now. That's why I'm able to just let the beard grow and blah blah blah. I was watching YouTube and I was looking at some different shows, and it was bugging me out. Some of the topics that we were dealing with, and some of the weird situations we dealt with. All right, so let me do this just to get this piece out of the way now. I'm gonna throw this out there. So the link is out there. If you want to jump up, jump through, come through, kick it with the kid for a little bit. It is what it is. Link is out. All right. But I was watching a particular show. There's a show called The Whatever Show. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this show. It's called The Whatever. It's the Whatever Channel. Right? Hold on 1 second. Let me bring this up. I want to make sure I have my production value in order. Oops. No. All right. So anyway, is this channel called a whatever, at whatever. So before I even go and talk all the fair use stuff, salute to the whatever channel. It's a really, really interesting channel. It's almost like if you blended Ben Shapiro with Fresh and Fit. That's what whatever channel would be. And they have the similar Fresh and Fit format where you have the host and, you might have a co-host. So that's almost the, version of where you have Myron and then you have Fresh. So that's the two, but they'll always be the host and then the co-host and a litany of women. So this is the Northern California version of Fresh and Fit. This particular episode was really interesting to me. Pretty interesting. Before I continue, what I'm going to do is pin the StreamYard. So if you want to jump up, you're welcome to jump up. I've been playing around with some overlays. So I don't know. I don't know if this overlay is a little too much or not. I don't use this for other people's show. Let's see. Hide the overlay. Yeah, doesn't matter. Let's keep it going. So, oh snap! I didn't even see. My G, 100 watts was good. Nighthawks on deck.
What's happening? What it is? I go by the name of 100 Watts, and I love those that love me.
That love he. I love those that love he. Talk to him. Let him know who you are, family.
Man, look, man, I go by the name of 100 Watts, representing for Uptown Newport News, 75 in the building, man. I'm just out here spreading love and good energy to those that love me. And if you don't fuck with me, fuck you too.
And Chef Choupino supports that message. Yeah, man. Look, yo. Imagine this. Let me just say this. I've been doing a lot of inventory in terms of the work that we have done, right? And in terms of the work that we've done, bro, we were before Anton Daniels, you watch this, and you know me and you was friends, right? So I'm gonna see you in a minute, but yo, you could come up and say, Chef and the Nighthawks, we owned the night. Brittany B, my love. Y'all already know who set off the stream starting at 11:30 at night, 12 midnight, where Vic didn't even know he's gonna be going live. Where 100 Watts had the 3 kids there. I was like, yo, let's do this. And we rocked. where people were falling asleep at 2 in the morning and waking up at 5, 6 in the morning. And we
And
still
still
on.
up. Let's go.
And we still on. So the benefit for you, my G, is the fact that it's almost gonna be like those few albums you did in the studio that never hit the radio, you know. So you're about to see your publishing royalties. You know, so I'm gonna make sure I tag you in everything because those long
Nah,
streams, we even got 8, 9 hour streams. I'm actually breaking them down and I'm gonna be releasing them. But the beauty of it is, I don't know if you see what I did last night. I took one of the shows from last night. StreamYard forced me to split it into 3 separate parts, right? But what I did was I took the colorism and preference with me, you, Truth, on the block with Jan, Hanifa, Don Frank, Vic, you know, and Mr. O, and I played
oh
it.
yeah.
So I'm going to be playing our late night streams over the next few weeks. I'm going to be playing them overnight. I may not be there in the
I'm gonna tell you
premieres.
this.
I may be asleep. You feel me?
I'm gonna tell you
But
this, Chef. So as you're doing this, right? So I'm watching it, and I'm watching it, and it's amazing to see how in a short amount of time, just like me measuring my own growth, right? It's not that I necessarily change it.
Pause.
Crazy,
You measure
man.
your growth for your own, nigga.
Nah, but for real, just like today, earlier today, I was watching. I was at work and I was watching the part 3 of that you put up. I was watching part 3 of it when I was at work today, and just listening to it. And it's not that I necessarily changed my perspective, just seeing the difference of growth, the ability to be able to communicate the same thoughts that I had then a little better now. Just yeah, seeing this old stuff rotate is interesting because as you're talking about laying the bricks and before Anton Daniels and all of that, and then watching it and realizing that I was still green as fuck to this platform and this whole panel discussion type of thing, like being brand new to it. It's just amazing to see, man. It's just amazing to watch this shit happening in front of me.
Yeah, man.
Up all night. Up all night.
Up all night. I remember, listen, it was like, and I ain't gonna lie, my lady, she always supported the movement. She always supported the movement from early, right? Let me get this. She supported the movement from early, but it was like, yo, you don't think that you should end? I'm like, how am I gonna end it when it's popping right now? It's popping right now. She was like, yo, but because remember, during this time, for the record, I was actually doing every day a stream called Conversations with King, where I started a stream with a guy named Conversations with King, and we would stream every night. But at one point, we would do the pregame show on E! Black's channel, then Conversations with King at 7. So E! Black was 6 to 7. Conversation with King was like 6 to 11. And then after that, it would be the post-game show. But of course, I would need to eat something because I've never been, eating on camera, dude. So it would wait till about 11:30 or midnight. And then the post-game show. And at one point, it was me, Vic, 100 Watts, the Nighthawks. So now we get started. Oh, man. I mean, imagine if you look, we have moments. The first time Arshawn Dave, aka Critically Drinking, has ever cammed up, we have that moment. Okay. The first time anybody has ever cussed out Arshawn Dave, Critically Drinking, okay, we have the Hall of Famer, Truth, who was the one that did the cussing. All right. We have the first ever special series with Sherelle, everybody's favorite moderator.
Troll.
Right?
Everybody's
AKA
favorite chat troll.
Trucker. All right. We have the series with her. We have Anton Daniels on the block with Jen, Hanifa Naila, Chicago Rilla, E Black TV. I'm Courtney Michelle. Who else? JR Wisdom,
Hannibal.
King Riches, Hannibal.
Shout out to Hannibal.
Man, listen, we put in some work. Oh, peace to my brother Tuba Chat, who's in the spot. Connect and grow. If you're interested in growing your channel, please make sure and understand that this brother right here is not building a business. He's actually building a community. And I was able to meet and grow my channel I also met and was able to help other YouTube content creators grow. His concept is organic. It's no BS. You could keep your money in your wallet. But if you go check out a stream on the weekends and any of the streams, literally, like, I'm not even telling you to go help on my friend Tuba Chat right now. You're not going to be helping him. Just go click and subscribe on his shit right now. Trust me, he'll be helping you. He features your shorts. He features some of your videos. And what he'll do is put you up and have the people that'll be there, and he'll have three-digit viewers, 400, 500, 600 viewers watching, and he'll tell them, go check out Chef Choupino's page right now. Take a moment to go check out his page, and he'll talk, give you a little small talk. If it's video, it's called B-roll. And he'll allow all the people watching to go to your channel and go pick out something to put on their watch list. And he makes sure they like, subscribe, leave a comment. But what happens is it creates real engagement. So literally what he is he's a place where people can meet, shake hands, and hug. He's that dude. Check him out. I'm not doing this to support him. I just recognize the vehicle that he is, so I'm doing this to support the community. Check out my brother. All right? Yo, Tuba Chat, you might need to clip that one. You might need to clip that one for the commercial, my brother. I got you. I approve. Well, he's a really good dude, man. A lot of people that are part of this right here actually came from his venue. So thank you so much. So you two fellas, talk to me, man. Oh, damn, I had the camera on. And I was looking in the camera the whole time. Talk to me, guys. What's good, man? This is an impromptu session. Hello, am I on? Truth, I know you got something to say. Oh, they don't want to talk to me, y'all.
My bad. Had to run away for a second. Kid tripping.
Okay. Oh, Truth just texted me. He on the toilet right now, y'all. Pray for his number 2. Pray for his number 2. What's good, honey? What's good, man? Before I play the video, I wanna make sure the Truth is in here too, man. What's good, family?
Shit, man. I'm just finally having time to be able to chill and catch you live. So rocking with you for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's I appreciate you, man. It's definitely been a journey. You know, you've definitely been able to get more information in terms of, you know, the personal life than what most people get. So, you know, it ain't been no easy ride for a brother, but it's better than not being here. So I'm big chilling. Big chilling,
man. No question. How's Pops, man?
Man, not gonna lie, man. Pops going through it, man. His father, he just lost his father not too long ago. So Pops working through that. Pops working through that. So y'all give him his prayer, give him your prayers and stuff like that. You feel, because he working through that.
Sure. You know what's funny is You know, and they say that it's good when you do good, you rock with certain people, and they see you in a certain light, and who your name is or who you are, it transitions to other situations, right? So there was
Yep.
that time when he was on, Pops was on Black Men Unfiltered show, right? And
Yep.
this was right after your grandpops passed. Rest in peace. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And those folks did not know who he was. You get where I'm coming from? Those
Mm-hmm.
folks on that channel did not know who he was. But it just so happened that E Black tuned in. And when he saw who it was, because it was almost to the point where it was like, he almost felt folks were trying to exploit his pain in that moment. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty what made me happy, because he hit me up, and the beauty of it is, it was like he didn't allow that to happen. It was like, yo, take him down, you know. And I don't consider certain things embarrassing moments. I don't. Hold on a second, my bad, y'all. I don't consider those things embarrassing moments. You know what I mean? I consider those things humane moments, the moments that display our humanity. Your pops was a soldier. He led a platoon. He had people that looked up to him, you know. And when you see somebody who's built tough, whose
Ford
job,
motherfucking tough.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, don't dox me, but I like what he said. And when you built tough,
Oh,
a lot
see, I
of times
forgot
they,
you two got the. My bad. You two got the new rules and stuff. You right.
no, you good, you good, you good, you good. But it's like a lot of times the people that are the strong ones that's supposed to forge rock and stone, they don't get an opportunity to flex and scream out. So that was his opportunity, But what was cool was the fact that Blizzy wanted to make sure that no platform attempted to exploit his humanity just for clicks and
No,
views.
for sure.
You
And I
know,
mean, little shit like that is why somebody like me choose to rock with the people I choose to rock with. It's not that you owe me anything or I owe you anything or E Black owe me anything. It's just certain people are built a certain way and they have a certain set of morals and a certain set of standard of operations and shit like that. And when you see that, you gotta stay attached to that, because when you see people that are moving with a certain code of ethics and you see it happening, like, you have to attach yourself to that, because now you're sharpening your steel with steel. Because when you surround yourself by people that lack the moral compass and want to take advantage of people, then it provides too much room for demons to just eat at your soul. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you do, just to anybody listening, like, when you find those people that have that moral compass that sometimes challenges you to realign your moral compass, make sure you keep sharpening up against these people, man. Just keep them in your circle and keep learning and growing from these people, man. Because I know, I be a ghost to y'all sometimes, but it don't mean I'm not still around watching and listening and learning and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I still appreciate y'all for what y'all doing.
hey, you're a part of this. You're a part of this, bro. Hey, what happened? Wait, first of all, let me say what's up up to my sis, Miss Deb. What's going on, Miss Deb? It's been a minute, but you always been in the mix. Always, always, always. You were the one that would be sending me the emails in the back chat or emails in the back telling me about myself and what I need to do. And I took the feedback and utilized it. So I appreciate you. But where the hell Truth went? Man, Truth went.
He
Fell
fell
asleep
in.
on
He
the
fell in
toilet.
the toilet.
Somebody got to clean that up. Yo, so come on, I got 100 watts over here. Let me throw something on here. Let me see what we got for the kid. Pardon me, I want to make sure I have this all situated. Obviously, I don't. But in the meantime, in between time, there was, oh, you know what? Let me see if I still have it here.
Oh, shit, the deep archives. He going in the deep archives, y'all.
Son. The archives. Yeah, yo. I already know. Since we got 100 watts on deck, we're going to pull out a couple of toys. Pause.
We went from measurement to toys, man.
Hey, hold on, where we at? Boom, boom. Found it. All right. Salute to him. Truth be in these YouTube streets. Yes, truth of that dude. Absolutely. Of course, we still struggle streaming. You know how I do. Get some shorts action here. Right. You're going to have to mute up 100 watts just so we don't get that echo.
They got exercise. I mean, they got exercises they can do to get their thing back, right?
You know SOL, bro.
Are there exercises for men?
You SOL.
To help get you right? Do the little guys have any hope?
Shit out of luck.
They be having those things that I don't know, they say that they have online or whatever. They be saying they sell them, what is them things? Vacuum tube stuff.
The pump?
Yeah, I guess.
Shit out of luck.
Oh, it didn't work for you?
I'm sorry.
Stop the cap. Whoa. Who walked you right into that?
Whoa. He smashed the camera on that.
I mean.
Oh, technical foul.
Yo, son.
Oh,
yo,
shit.
Yo, I walked you right into that one, man. Yo, son, I walked you right into that one. And it was just like, I was like, yo, he's really being verbal. I'm like, oh, no, that got me a picture right here. I couldn't let it go.
And I forgot about that. I forgot all about that, but I heard you set me up. When I said pump, I knew you was setting me up. Because you was acting like you didn't know what the fuck it was called. I knew you set me up. I was sitting here listening to it. I knew you set me up. You motherfucker, you.
I was like, yo, it's like, you know that thing that the thing is like, oh, the pump, yeah. He was like, yeah, negative. I was like, oh.
Abort. Alt, Control, Delete.
Right. Let me see what I got over here. So we're going to go straight over to something that I wanted us to watch. Let me pull it up. Here we go. And this is it right here. Now, feel like they fit in. I'm gonna put you in a position, a pocket. Right? You may not have wanted to talk about any of these topics, but this is what I call a random fire session, where
let's do it.
It is what it is. I talk about what I want to talk about. I may be buzzed enough to not give a damn about what I wouldn't talk about on other occasions. So you catch me on a random fire, take advantage of the situation. All right. So This is that show that I was talking about called Whatever, right? So let's get it started. And for the record, the link is in the chat. Let me make sure that I pinned it to the top of the chat for y'all. If I haven't pinned it to the chat, my apologies. I'm gonna pin it now. Danique Anthony, what up, bro? What's good? What's good?
Another day
Okay.
one.
Yes, sir. Oh, Danique is the absolute day one. Before I knew how to edit anything, he was the guy that was editing everything. All right, I see you. So, StreamYard is pinned to the top. So let's get this started. Let me see, because I've been on my stuff. Let me see what's up. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Perfect. All right. So let's get this started. Mute your mic. I'm getting my OBS situated. Peace. Put Chef on the move in the chat if you understand what I'm doing right here.
How dare you be transphobic? Yes, actually. What the fuck do you mean? Yes, that was because if I had sex with a trans woman, having sex with a biological man. The question is, that's not what you said, though. That's fine. Because I'd be gay if I had sex with a biological man. That's not gay. And I don't care if you're doing this for like whatever, but like actually. You live like you have a really
I can't hear him for real.
Why don't you make that's too? Because I have an opinion that differs from yours.
Hold on 1 second. You said you can't hear it? Hello?
Nah, not for real.
Good evening.
Yes.
Like I can barely hear him.
All right, thank you. Yeah, and I see. Peace, Gabrielle. Peace, Gabrielle. Yeah, I see Miss Deb also stated that it's kind of low. So let me make sure.
Yeah, I can't hear anything, big homie.
All right, thank you for that. So
yes,
here's
sir.
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
I went
change
back
the audio.
and rewatch your little your separation and everything. I watched a little bit of it. It's crazy going back and
Which one
watching.
you talking about from yesterday?
Yeah, you know what? I just thought about something that videos are like little time capsules.
Yes, sir.
And it's amazing. Like it's amazing. And this is what I'm saying. This is why I loved over here so much because here, out of all the places I've been on YouTube, it constantly allows me to expand my mind, bro. That's why I appreciated you so much. Because here, like we was using words. My vernacular is great, but it was expanding constantly. Like the things that we was discussing, the things that I could throw off for you, that a lot of people don't understand what I'm saying, but you get it, and it's a beautiful thing when people understand you. Like you can actually go somewhere. You feel what I'm saying? That's exactly how you build. Back in the Old Testament, that's what made the Tower of Babel and what they doing so. I guess at that time for God so egregious because they was all on one accord. They was in understanding, And Proverbs it says, "With all thou get understanding." So they was rocking and roll, and um, God had to knock that stuff down. He had to confound them and separate them because they were, when we're like that, we can achieve anything. That's the way we're built. And just going back, watch that, man. It just the people that was involved. I appreciate it. It's sad to say that still our flawed nature has caused us to be divided. And I'm tired of living like that, man. Like I'm sad that, the people that there, like a lot of relationships that could have been better and are lost for certain situations. So it was crazy. But just to hear people hear everybody speaking and sharing, their wisdom, their ideologies, their think tank, it was good. So that's what's up.
Yeah, it was definitely something that was cool. One thing that I learned is when I think about some of the people that I as an adult, you know, hold closest and dearly to me, some of our first, interactions were scrapping from back in the days. And then I think about some of the people that I gave so much trust to back in the days, and I look
Hmm.
at the type of nefarious characters that they are
Right,
now that I would never associate with or never want my children around.
right,
And it speaks a lot. So a lot of times I always refer to the Hollywood aspect and speak to our Lord and Creator as the great executive producer in the sky, because he takes you down the ultimate rabbit holes. You think this means this. You think this person in front of you is an enemy. You think this person, damn man, I'm messing up my dramatic moments. Let me try this again. I refer to God as our executive producer in the sky. And when I think about him, the people that he puts in front of us, we think they're enemies. We think they're nefarious characters within the whole ecosystem of this life we live. When in essence, the pressure they bring to us, the test, the battles that we have with them, they actually are the most important aspects of our existence because they gave us the tests that we needed to, pass, the obstacles we needed to encumber, the obstacles we needed to circumvent or break through in order to get to the real self and our real purpose. We need to learn more about the people that are in front of us, positive and negative. You know, some of our best medicine as human beings tastes nasty as fuck. Some of the best medicine, the things that cure us, taste nasty as fuck. But guess what? The stuff they give us to make us take the medicine is the unhealthy shit. The sugar, honey coating, and all of that high fructose corn syrup. But I digress.
yeah. And then
You ready?
like,
Okay,
and
go ahead.
then
My bad.
yeah, no, you good. I just want to say that. Then going back, like how most people would see, you know, I would say volumes raised a little bit, and you know, uh, the interaction and everything. The fact that I love the fact that you were challenged, and see, men. Well, I would speak like this for me. Me as a man, I want to be around people that challenge me. I want to break my shells consistent and constant so I can keep evolving. And in order for that to happen, you need someone, to constantly challenge you, to constantly make you think about even the very things that you're sure of. And that's one thing that I appreciated. Even though it seemed like we was bumping heads, it really wasn't. It was constantly helping me break shells daily, though. So I just wanted to say that. That's what that was.
No, you good. So now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to add this. Let me make sure that my other system was not because I run a couple of VPNs through here. Long story. Let me make sure that the other one is shut down. All right. So I'm gonna add something to the stream.
What you over there laughing at, Watts?
I'm laughing at the master of the muted mic. Got 4-5 different things going on right now.
Hey, you know, man, we coming up. You know, man, the funniest thing is watching all the old streams and seeing how many times I was on mute.
That is funny. The master of the muted mic. I like
Right.
that. Triple M's, shorty. Triple M's.
Okay. So let me make sure this thing is. Come on, man. Don't make me look
really
bad.
messed up or
Here we
something
go.
more than the
All right, boom. Here we go. Okay, you guys can see it. All right, you fellas mute up so we don't echo out, and we're going to get this started. Stop it and do it again. Peace to TLA, struggle streaming again. You know how we do.
Chase, would you rather smash the hottest trans woman in the world or the oldest woman in the world? Honestly, bro, the oldest woman in the world, because then I wouldn't be gay.
Still very low, big homie. Still very low.
Are you like, Chase,
No.
how dare you be transphobic?
Yes, actually, what the fuck do you mean? Yes, that was
Because
so
if I had
unnecessary.
sex with a trans woman, I'd be having sex with a biological man, and I don't want to do that.
The question is,
That's not what you said, though. That's fine. If that's
Because
what you
I'd
want
be
to say.
gay if I had sex
That's
with a
not
biological
gay.
man.
That's not gay.
That's
And
gay.
I don't care if you're doing this for like whatever, but like.
That's
actually,
good.
I'm
That's
just
You
good.
live like
doing
a
it.
leader
Why-
respect
why don't-
his
why don't-
street
That's too far.
identity.
That's
Why
too
don't you
fucking
why don't
far.
you make me
That's
shut
too
the fuck up? Because I have an opinion that differs from yours.
She's right. I mean, that's really
But
hateful,
she's
bro.
not. She's not. It would technically be homosexual. A trans woman is a biological man.
I want to
Sue me.
meet Chase. Dude, that's mean. I also gotta go.
It's
I
not
gotta go.
fucked up. It's real.
That's
It's
his-
true.
Okay, if you guys want to
It's
respect
factual.
gender identities, that's his though. That's his sexuality.
I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to say that.
Yes, from a biological woman who doesn't even have any trans friends, that was too fucking far. A man of God who doesn't judge a Christian, yeah.
Yeah, you know what God said? It said He made the man and women. He made the man. And
He
women.
actually said
I just
man,
told you I'm
women,
not
and
gay. I'll
them.
pass on that. Thanks, though.
So,
No, he said
You
God,
take
God
your
created
own
man,
advice.
both male and female created
You
he
knew
them.
that stating
so
biological
them. So there's
facts
them.
would
Say
make you
them.
walk off the show.
No, the them refers to the men and the women.
no, but he
man
said
is the
them,
gender
so
neutral
it's
word.
like they, them.
He's referring to both of them.
But he said them, so he's like saying man created men and women in them. So he
No,
admitted
he
to
said
create-
in the beginning God created man.
Yo, I know right now, Truth is spinning in his seat because he's listening to the chick say,
Oh yeah,
no,
you know.
he said they, them, because he said Adam, Eve. But look, yo, son, I'm gonna let you ride through this right now. Hold on 1 second, man. Let me keep it going. I just want to make sure that you was paying attention because I'm gonna let you attack. You feel me? But I
Yes,
just
sir.
want to make sure that I make the dog angry enough before he bites. All right.
Both male and female created he them.
them.
These are the
Them.
types
So
of
you're
man.
right.
While other
Them.
countries
Right.
are planning
Male and
to
female.
invade us with
Right.
debating they them. The
You,
whole
I mean,
thing.
you when you refer to multiple people, you say them, right?
Or you could be referring to they, thems.
It's English.
They thems don't exist. I hate to break it to
I've
you.
met some. It's crazy.
You've
wouldn't
met
believe me.
very confused men and sometimes very confused women, but you have never met an
Most
actual
non-binary people I meet are women, not men.
Yeah.
Just gonna put that out
Really?
there.
Why do you think that is?
Maybe because they don't have to face the consequences of all their friends being jackasses. A woman coming out as non-binary probably will have a friend group that will accept her more than
A man.
than a
Yep.
man
Coming out
as non-binary.
Oh, I thought you were saying the women get into this stuff because they're really messed up or something more than the men are. But you're saying that this is a real category of being, and it's just the men are afraid to admit it. You can't seriously believe that.
I do believe there's people who are, I don't know if it's ambiguous or what it is. There's people who were born in their wrong gender. There's people who are born and they don't feel like they fit in either box. Do I think people are born that believe they're cats and stuff? No, I don't believe that shit. No.
There are
Do I
people who
believe,
think that.
I'm saying no, I don't. I'm not saying that's correct, but I haven't seen anything to back that up. But I just,
So
the fact that you guys, in anyone's right mind would somebody go from like Bruce Jenner, for example, Caitlyn Jenner, now, for example.
Did you just dead name?
Successful athlete, Olympian, whatever, all this
Guy in
stuff.
the Wheaties box.
Was married to Kris Jenner, had life of whatever. Unless she truly believed that and felt that deep inside of her core, she ultimately ruined her life for basically a whole decade.
No, he became much more relevant and famous than he was.
I highly
Obviously,
disagree.
He was on magazine covers.
Well,
Everybody
he
was
got
talking
way
about
more
him.
She's been on magazine covers. She's an Olympian. She's not on
He was an
covers
Olympian
because
many
she's
decades
trans.
ago. No,
Exactly.
He was on a magazine cover for the first time in decades.
But
because
after
he
she
pretended
came
to be
out as transgender, she got way more hate.
Exactly.
And she got
the only thing
ruined
worse than being talked
relationships.
about is not being
But
talked
she
about.
probably
That's
made
how
more
show business
money.
works.
But no, she
Okay, so
lost a
take
lot
away.
of
Okay,
But the
sorry.
reason he
Take
did
away
that-
Caitlyn Jenner.
do you know why?
Okay, hold on. Put on your basic day-to-day person. Okay, you're not gonna like this one. Okay, I know, not you. You, for example. Okay, there's people like you who are super conservative, right in their
Handsome,
views and stuff, and then
charming.
They wake up and they want to be a woman.
and is it because they just woke up and want to be women, or is it because they finally found the courage to
Yes,
think about what
Gabrielle.
they've been suppressing their whole lives? I just don't understand why you guys think somebody would risk. Like, yes, I'm sure some people can benefit from coming out as trans, but most people do not benefit from that. So why would somebody risk their whole livelihood, not even just career, but literally trans, especially black
Because they have
trans
a
people?
sexual fetish. 'Cause they have
Also,
a
why
disordered
does it
sexual
bother
desire.
you?
I think
I
it's
feel like
just
why does
so
it bother
complex.
people?
Because it isn't true.
But why does
Like,
it bother
why
you?
is
It's
that?
not
Yeah.
harming you. It's not hurting anyone.
Well, it is
they're
harming
just-
society.
So do you go around fighting people who think the world's flat?
I got some real soldiers. I got some real soldiers on watching along with us tonight. So I want to make sure that, I allow them an opportunity to speak what they speak. There's a little more left in the clip, but I want to let y'all have your little catharsis in terms of what you've seen so far.
Whew. So first and foremost, I've seen this these guys doing. So did these guys, were they here before FNF or
Well,
no, they weren't? Wow.
no. Well, put it like this: they've been around. They've been around for a minute. Don't get it twisted. Whatever network, they've been around for a good stretch. As a matter of fact, let me do this just so we get a good perspective.
Because we
on
both, us three
you
know
see
the
this. This is the Whatever Clips channel, right? So they have 524,000 subscribers on their Clips channel. This is. Let me show you what the real Whatever Network is about. The channels. Here we go. The main channel, they're pretty much almost at 4 million subs. 3.96 million subs.
So they've been around since 2013, right?
Yes, sir. 2013.
And how long FNF been around?
Let's take a look.
Okay.
Let's take a look. There's no rules in this show tonight. We just figuring it out. Fresh and Fits at 1.28. And this page started 2020. 2020.
And FNF has no more pages other than this one? They haven't like restarted or anything?
No,
They've had their pages taken from them multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that
Well,
makes
the thing
sense.
is the page they've had their page, not pages, this particular page taken, but they got it back. So this is the original page. Because if you look this is 2020, right? This is the one that had gotten taken, so they got it back. It wasn't permanent.
Yeah, so basically what I'm asking is, Who originated first?
Well, in terms of this channel, they originated first, technically on paper, because this is just a clips channel, and you notice it opened in 2013.
Right. Okay. So.
But of course, depending on the nature and your, let's say, your mode of delivery of the medicine that you bring to this YouTube ecosystem, that's going to determine how quickly and how effectively you gain engagement.
Right.
Fresh and fit is whatever. It's more fresh and fit is more like watching Martin. Whatever is more like watching Seinfeld. If you urban brothers and sisters understand what I mean, and I think even my Caucasian friends get what I mean.
Yeah.
Fresh and fit has a different kind of cadence and movement to it in terms of getting to the point. Whatever, it moves in a different kind of way. It's more like a friend Seinfeld kind of cadence to it. You follow?
Yes.
The jokes will be funny as hell, regardless. You know, on one show, you got Kramer. On the other show, you got Brumman from the Fifth Floor. So I think they all bring a certain degree of resonance.
Or something more than the men
Let
are.
me
But
do
you're saying
this real
that this
quick.
is a real.
Yeah, that's no doubt. I was just talking about the concept. You know, I see the the layout, the studio, them on one side, the the plethora of girls, especially the young women, and it seems like they're having the same type of conversations of teaching them, basically the ways of man, and making sure they stay on the side of logic and truth instead of emotion and ignorance. So that's what I noticed because I've been starting to see these guys a lot more, and I just wanted to know like who started, who started this little concept first. But I'm gonna start checking checking these guys out more and everything like that. So, as far as what they're talking about, um, it's crazy how we take certain books and information that was provided years ago, and then we try to make it what we want to in today's time. Like that that they and he, them, and all that. Since we're now using pronouns, they're trying to make that relevant and trying to say, "Oh yeah, that was meant for what's going on now," and it wasn't. Um, to see how women think and you can see their wheels turning is amazing. It's actually kind of scary though. Um, um, yeah, is to see how they rationalize certain things that's there's certain information that's given to them, and then where they're so sure of it, and you be like, you really believe that, and they be like, yeah, I believe it, and it's like, wow. So, like Gabrielle said, drop the daggone media now.
he said, hold on.
Let the asteroid strike.
He said, let the asteroid strike.
Seriously, man, it's like, wow, like for real? Like this is how your brain functions? Like, okay, yeah, it's time to go. It really is. What
So
you
I
got,
a
100?
little more. Go ahead, 100 watts. Where you at? What's good? And folks, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. So if you want to pop in, pop in. We down for whatever tonight. All right, come on.
I just as to there was one part that Truth was talking about that I just wanted to piggyback on, and it's amazing how how can I say that it makes sense? I do understand that as humans evolve and we become more intelligent, it's possible that words can gain a definition. It's possible that a word can be deeper defined or it can be given another definition, right? Like when you go into Webster's dictionary and you look up a word, it has a definition next to it, but it has a number next to it. There's a one next to one of them. There's a two that's next to one of them. There's a three that's, or it might be A, B, and C, right? But sometimes words have multiple definitions, but they're in an order for a reason. Because when a word was created, it was created for a purpose. And along the lines, people just decided they wanted to use it for some other bullshit. When
Yes.
the English language was created and they used the word they, it was used to describe more than one motherfucking human being. Now, it is possible that now as humans have evolved, whether you agree or don't agree, that's a separate conversation. But for the sake of conversation, we can say it's possible that as humans evolve, we could find out that maybe we were wrong. Maybe there are more than one, or maybe there are more than two genders. It's possible that that could happen, but you can't erase the fact that the word they and them was created to represent more than one. Like these things have meanings for a reason, because people decide to just take a word and just make it mean something else that they like. That's bullshit, because now you're purposely, I feel like when you do that, you're purposely tearing down the walls of communication. Because
Yes.
if I know that I'm using clear words that I was taught when I went to school, that I studied, and I went to a vocabulary test and I remembered what these words mean, and I expanded my I ex, e- e- ex, expanded my fucking vernacular. I did the work to expand my vernacular, but you're going to tell me that the work that I did doesn't mean shit because you're going to tell me that it just means something else because you feel like it? Fuck all that, bro.
Yo, I love it here, yo. I miss this, man. I swear.
Truth is
Come
truth.
on,
Oh,
chef. Give
truth
us
is
some,
truth.
boy.
All right. All right. Let me see what's up with the love we got in the spot. Oh, red lipstick vibes. I see you. I see you.
Guardian
I see
angel.
you.
That's my baby right there.
Come
What's
on
up,
now.
man?
Listen. If you don't see me doing anything on my channel, you're gonna catch me either on Andrea Lynch channel, Victor Freed's Music's channel, or Red Lipstick's Vibe channel on Sundays. Me with the dudes. It is what it is.
Yep.
So salute the network. Salute the network. So let's keep this going. I wanna make sure I keep playing this because I want y'all to talk about it. I have another clip to play as well.
Well, before you go into it, let me ask you something.
Talk to me.
Based off of what you heard from, that's why I said this is why I love this. Based off of what you heard, now we're going to leapfrog from 100 to you. From what
Mm-hmm.
100 said, what do you have to expound upon what he was saying? Like how words have meaning, which I've said this. This is funny because if you go back to the clip that you played yesterday, I said this exact same thing. This is why it's so crazy. Words have meaning. He even stated the numbers, how we expound upon, like how you said, the rabbit hole and everything like that. We get in depth, and certain things can mean something even more, but it does not lose its original thought. What you have to say about how that concept seems to try to be changed?
It was a great question. There's one of the things in terms of when we talk about communication, we have to understand there's two things. There is, it's almost like it's literally like electronic, right? There was the transmitter, and then there's the receptor, the one that sends or transmits, and the one that receives and absorbs that data, that information, that electrical current or whatever is necessary. And one of the things that we don't tend to understand is that within the yin and yang of communication, there's 2 degrees of reciprocal responsibility in communication. One is the person that's sending the message, the other is the person receiving it. But one, there's an additional responsibility, the person sending the message,
AC and DC?
because the person, let me drop this one. The one sending the message, right? They have an additional responsibility. Why? Because it's not only their responsibility to send the message, they are the person that has a message that needs to be sent, which means that they have to craft the message as well as figure out the best mode of delivery, because they understand the message may fall on different particular sets of types of ears. So me working in corporate America, as long as I have, part of my duty is being able to train, or deliver a major message to different types of ears and deliver it in a way where everybody or the most people are able to optimally understand it. So when we talk about the words, who holds the responsibility? The one delivering the words or the one understanding the words? You see what
The
I'm saying?
one understanding.
They have more responsibility. Remember, if you think about their dynamic, the one understanding the words,
I
that's the
love this show.
student. That's the student. So how would you give the student more responsibility when it's the person? How you, if you don't like the steak that you were delivered, do they say you're the asshole, or do you and your family feel like me, the chef, is the asshole for not making you a good steak?
Y'all know what AC and DC mean, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Hence 100 watts. Go from there.
And you said, yeah, you
Look,
went to
man.
100 watts. You see what I see what you
Look,
did
bro.
there. You hit the voltage and then you went to watts. I like that. Come with it.
I feel like the responsibility is on the receiver, because the truth of the matter is the message that someone is sending you, it's probably been sent to you multiple times. There's probably been multiple people in multiple different forms that gave you the same message, but you are deciding not to receive it. When I was in the military and when we would go out on these missions or whatever, everybody has their own radio. You're responsible for your radio. If my antenna breaks on my radio, it's not my squad leader's fault that I couldn't hear his command over the radio. It's my fault because I didn't take care of my equipment and my antenna broke. So I wasn't able to receive the message. He gave me clear information, but I wasn't able to receive it because my equipment was not set up right. Most of these people are not doing the work to fix the antenna to receive the signal and blaming the person giving them the fucking message. It's not my fault that you weren't ready to receive what I gave you. And if you're somebody like me, I speak to people respectfully in a certain way on purpose, because I don't want you to have the excuse to say he was rude or disrespectful as to why you couldn't understand what I was saying to you. I speak to people that way on purpose for that reason. So when you don't receive the message, either you got work to do or you're belligerently ignoring the message. It's not my fault.
Okay. So, all right, let's put it like this. So, two things can be true at the same time. Let's work from there. Hence DC and AC. So, chef for me is speaking about DC, direct current, which means the messenger, which is not greater than the message. Okay, so let's start from there. For me, if I'm going to give somebody something, I have to make sure that if I am the teacher, I have to formulate what I am giving based upon the individual who is receiving. Because if I do not, by nature, they are going to reject it. It's almost innately inside of us by default. If let's say a person did, like for me, I have a strong personality. I'm what's called an acquired taste. A lot of people will say majority of people.
No, you don't say.
Wait, for real? Oh man.
So majority of
I ain't
people
been reading the news.
majority of people will have a tough time dealing with me. But specific people.
There you go, Professor. I put your information up there, Professor.
Yes, sir. Yep, exactly. Specific people actually love to be challenged by me. And I like to be challenged by specific people like myself. And where those relationships, even they start out kind of harsh or cantankerous, they actually blossom and flourish like a garden filled with flowers. And they continue on through seasons. So my job is for those relationships, I have to build upon that individual. And that would be the direct current. The alternating current is when that person is able to receive what I have given to them, the message, and now they are able to relay it back. And this causes power because now they have received the message and now they are able to tell me, oh, I got it and I understand. Hence what Chef talked about, the ears. They have the ears to hear. And that means that you have formulated the message upon those specific type of ears. So if you, Watts, are saying that the individual that is receiving the message, it is upon them more than the person delivering, you're now basically saying that what's the right way? Chef, help me out with here. I done got stuck. Help me.
So repeat that last sentence. Your last sentence.
God dang, see, that's what I'm saying. I got stuck. I got stuck.
That's what happens, man, when folks working with a lot of rocket fuel. You get what I'm saying? It can combust.
You were talking about having the ears to listen and the message being responsible for the sender.
So I okay. Thank you. Okay. Perfect. So what I'm saying, I get what Truth is saying. What it sounds like is this, 100 watts. Who's responsible? If you're the patient laying in the bed and you require the antidote, you require the inoculation. I ain't going to say the vaccine, right? But you require the antidote, the inoculation. You require that specific set of medicine prescribed to you in order to make you better, to heal you. Who is responsible for your healing? Is it you being the subject that requires that medicine, or is it the person that is the mode of delivery of that medicine that holds a responsibility? Remember, one is the transmitter and one is the receptor. Who is more responsible? The person that needs to receive that particular subset of stimuli, or is it the person that determines what stimuli is required and that's responsible for delivering it? You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the ultimate questions.
Understood.
What you think about that, though? In terms of
like
now hearing that part. Well, let 100 watts. Let me see if based on what we said so far, if it makes sense.
To me, sometimes I don't think that I necessarily disagree with people, right? But to me, I'm looking at the end result, the final end result. No matter how many different scenarios you play it out, because the vaccine part, that was kind of, I'm trying to tie the analogies together. My brain is not processing it the right way, so I'm having a hard time with
medicine. So forget vaccine.
No, I got you. The medicine. I see what you're saying. Just finding the correlation between what we're talking about and what you
in terms
use.
of
Just
delivery of the message. Watch this.
I got you.
I'm your nephew. I'm your little 6-year-old nephew, and you see me do some dumb shit, and Uncle 100 Watts wants to let me know. You see me in a moment where you feel like you got the message that will set your little weird nephew straight in his formative years, right? 3 to 7, 3 to 8 are your formative years that have the most impact on the rest of your life, right? And you want to give your little nephew a lesson. That lesson is the medicine. That's the mental or psychological medicinal that you as the unc is wanting to deliver to this silly little 6-year-old kid, right? That's the medicine. So when I talk about you feel me now?
I got you.
Yeah,
To me, it's about the end result. So if we're gonna take my nephew for example, right? We're gonna take the same scenario. We're talking about my nephew, right? And if I see him doing something, as the adult, it is my responsibility to say, "Hey, yo, chill out, young bull. Like, what's up? Calm down, bro." Right? That is my responsibility. It is my responsibility to tell him, "Hey, man, what you doing is wrong." Right? It's now his responsibility. Now it's his responsibility. This is the end result that we're talking. I'm going straight to the end. It's now his responsibility to either hear what I'm saying and follow it or not. Now, kids being kids, they're probably going to try. Now, at the second time, you got to come back a different way. Maybe you got to put a little bit more bass in your voice or stand up a little taller, or I don't know what you need to do. But now you need to come about this a little bit different than what you just did before. And you're going to give the same exact message. And then that my nephew, again, has the choice whether he's going to listen or not. It's up to him. Now I got to come back a third time. It's up to him. The message can be sent as many times in many different forms, however many you need. But I can't keep sending messages if you're not going to receive it. And I can send it to you however you want. Do you want it nice and soft with the candy wrapped around it? Do you want it straightforward like a shot of whiskey? Do you want it like what's up? Do you want the crunchy outside with the soft center? Tell me what you need. I'll deliver to you any way you want. But it's up to you to take it, because if I give it to you how you asked me to give it, if you asked for the message to come in a certain way, and I gave it to you in the way that you asked for the message to come, and you still don't receive the message, it's not my fault.
All right, so I'm gonna make this short and sweet. We're parents up here.
Uncle Truth is on now. Come with it.
Who's the responsibility of making sure that child grows properly through understanding? Through
Daddy 100 Watts. Oh,
okay.
no.
True.
Pause. I call this man daddy. Look, he saluted it. Well, you know what I mean. Keep going.
No, you're right. That's my responsibility.
Right.
Until either they graduate and move out, or if I was to carry it the way you do, because you've spoken many a times about your daughter's not leaving the house until she get married. So if she get married and she move out my house, now it's now at that point it's a matter of, did you receive all of those messages and lessons that I've been giving you when we took them walks to go get ice cream and I held your hand and I called you sweetheart and I showed you how a man's supposed to treat you and all of that? Did you receive that message? It's up to you.
Now let me ask you this. So let me ask you this: if you do what if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? Will that message get there? That's what I'm asking you.
Look, my perspective on this is probably a little different, right? Because I watched my mother and my father raise 3 boys in the same house, and we came out different. I lost my baby brother because he got wrapped in the streets. We came from the same house. We all got love from the same people. But he received it different than I did, because at 30 years old, I have not one time ever seen the inside of a jail cell. So I received the message different than he did. I love my baby brother with everything in me, but he didn't receive the same message that I did because his antenna was set for something different than I had mine on.
Right. So, okay. So like you stated earlier, you're going from the end of results. And Chef is going at which is called the origin. So so for me, the way I look at it, this is what I always tell people. I said, my children, whatever they get into, whatever they represent, they are representation of my teaching, my living example. So it falls on me. And most of us, when we're talking about our relationships, what we would say, the buck stops at who? The man, not the woman. We all agree on that. So if we're going to take that principle, we lay that principle and that on top of it, just like layer, right on top of this concept as well. The message that's being given by the man has been given direct current to the woman, and now she has to provide alternating current back from that relay. And now, what it says, it periodically changes back. And now we have power. So we're not, nobody's wrong. That's why I said it's just about, at the end of the day, what was the most important thing, though? It's the current itself, which is the message. You get it? You get what I'm saying?
I don't disagree with that. I do think I do 100% agree with you. The message is more important than who you're giving the message to, because I could be out here telling everybody, hey, go rob your next door neighbor. You know what I'm saying? That could be the message. That's not a good message. But if I'm telling everybody, hey, invest in a life insurance policy so that way you can leverage against it and you can use that as ability to be able to get into right. And so if that's my message, that is a whole lot healthier and better than saying go rob your neighbor and see if you come up that way. You know what I'm saying? So of course the message is more important. I do agree with that.
Right. So this is
but it's still a responsibility of the motherfucker that's supposed to be hearing it. Because if I sit here on this camera right now and I say, everybody listening, get up, put your shoes on, get in your car and drive to the next house you see and go rob them. If somebody decides to get up and do it, they had their antenna set for that. Because there are plenty of people that's gonna be like, man, this man 100 watts is wild, and I'm turning this off and I'm going to bed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I'm gonna follow your concept now to show you that you're not wrong either. Two children, two boys are raised by. I use this scenario analogy all the time. Two boys are raised by a drunk, abusive father. One grows up to be a drunk, abusive father to his children. The other one rejects alcoholism and does not choose to treat his children with abuse in that manner. So this falls into the concept you're providing. It's about choice. You see what I'm saying? So I totally agree with that. Also, it's really the cup half empty, cup half full, with that concept. Whichever way you want to deal with, either the result or the person that's the origin of where that message is coming from. So start to finish. What's up, Miss Andrea?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Let's do this. Let's welcome First Lady of the Chef Choupino Network on deck. What's going on? Sacramento's finest.
What's going
Talk
on?
to us.
So I have
wait. Hello.
Hello.
What you doing up this late? First of all, I just want to tell y'all, rat soup eating motherfuckers.
What you doing up this late? Hello.
Hey, Chef.
Hi, Andrea. How are you?
Hey, Fox. Okay. Okay.
And peace to Dawn Harden and France. Comment ça va, mon chéri? Go ahead, Andrea. I'm gonna just talk regular American shit to your ass because you ain't even want to say hi.
Okay, well, I have put some pushback. I was listening and I was like, I have two grown kids, okay, and me and their father, I gave them the best life we can with what we have, our resources and everything. Now, if they go out here and choose what they want to do, we have gave them any opportunity they wanted. Okay, if they go out here and do things that we tell them that we don't think is appropriate for them. They have their own mind and their own understanding, and they're grown and don't live in our house. And the first thing, every time I call my ex-husband and say these kids is doing this, the first thing he says is they grown, they ain't babies. And so I'm at the point, I have a 25-year-old and a 24-year-old, and if they make the decision that they want to be out here and be in the streets, that's on them. I have gave them every opportunity. I have put them in everything that can make them a better people and good people. If they want to choose to be a gangster in the hood and all that, that's not what I raised them to do. They made a choice to do that on their own. And they know how I feel about that. They know how I feel about that.
So now I do have a quick question.
Sure.
I have a quick question now. So I heard a second ago, Truth mentioned that his children are a living embodiment of his structure. The exact verbiage, correct me when I'm wrong, but your children are a living embodiment of your structure and your rule. That's not exactly what you said. I know that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay, so at what point, because I am agreeing with Andrea, at what point is it no longer them representing your structure and them making choices? Because as Chef mentioned earlier, the former years, at 4 or 5 years old, that's definitely a lot closer to a representation of your rule, right? At 4 or 5 years old, that's a lot closer to that, right? But at 40, 50 years old, that's a whole lot closer to making personal decisions. So like, where would you say is the line for you?
Okay, that's actually great. That's again, love being here. Kitchen is hot. Let's get it. All right, so okay, so for me, parenting is just like marriage. It's till death for me. And I will be constantly learning, and I will be constantly learning how to be a better man, husband, father. So that way I can provide the years that I have before my children, which is 21 years. I'm 21 years older than my children. So those 21 years of experience I will be constantly providing for them ahead of them as they grow. This is the way I look at it. So even though that they have now been placed upon more responsibility because they're moving from their youth into their years of maturation, I still need to provide those nuggets of wisdom as they mature, because still they're still going to be making choices. They're still going to making decisions. Inevitably, they still have my last name they until my daughter goes to another man. She will obtain his last name. But my son, he is my heir, and he is the one that provides me with physical immortality. He will continue to represent me and who I am. I see Chef Will's turning. Come on, big homie, give me something.
I mean, how old? Can I ask you a question? How old are your children? Do you have any grown kids?
They're pretty much almost there. Not your age. My daughter be 18 this year. My son be 17. So they're up there. They'll be graduating next year.
Okay, so nobody's out the house. So that's what you're basically saying.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Okay. So I'm just being honest. This is what my mother told me. When you raise your kids and you see when you see the changes what you done to me, it will be a different story. And that's the way I see it. I tell my dad all the time, he can't rule his children like an iron fist because we are grown adults. All you have to do is guide, give us some advice, but you can't control. You can't control our movements. You can't do none of that. All you can do is guide me, give me some advice, and tell me what you wouldn't do. And if you go out there and make your own decision, I'm not gonna be sitting around. I'm 48 years old. I ain't sitting around worrying about my daughter and my son if they make the wrong decision, because I have gave them every opportunity, the tools, the resources, and I'm not gonna be wasting my time worrying about they're grown now. They're 25 and 24. And when I was 22, my mama couldn't tell me shit. Why she couldn't tell me shit? Because I feel like I'm grown now. I want to do my own thing. You made your own mistakes. I gotta make my own mistakes too.
Yeah, I can definitely respect that. Like I give you, and I'm gonna let Chef handle this. I'm gonna just say this. My stepfather, my brother's dad. I'm 38 years old, about to be 39, and he still provides me with structure, still to this day. So that's the way how I look at things. He still imparts in me wisdom and choice making and things like that because he still has those years before me. So parenting for the way how we're doing it, it doesn't for us. It doesn't stop. So that's just, and I don't disagree with how you're saying it. I was just saying, for us, this is how we're like. This how we do.
Yes, I mean, I definitely agree. Parents don't stop, but I mean, I am 25 and a 24, and I'm trying to get them to understand how I feel about some of their choices, and they're looking at me like, I'm grown. I want to make my decision, and I'm like, me right now, I had to take a step back. I got small children. I adopted. I got to worry about them. I can't even worry about no grown 24-year-old man, a 25-year-old girl who don't even live in my house. I don't pay none of their bills. They pay their own. So what is me worrying about them when I have done my job? And shoot, my daddy told me when I was 18, I was on my own pretty much. And and the trials and the tribulations that I went through, I think it made me a better person because you got to go through some trials and tribulation. It builds character. It builds the strength that you have. And I tell my son too, one of these days he's gonna have a family, and so he's gonna need to know what the trials and tribulation of a man is, and his father have taught him that. So I just think sometimes kids build character when they have to go through trials and tribulation. Trying to give them everything and trying to watch out for every bus coming their way ain't good. Because then they gonna know how to be on their own. That's just my own personal opinion.
Okay. So let's do this. I want to bring us back because tonight, just want to let y'all know, we're doing an 18-hour stream tonight. All right.
Don't play them games. Let's go. Talk me into a good time.
This ain't a sprint, it's a marathon, right?
Nah. Talk me into a good time.
So we're gonna bring this clip back up so we can keep this going. All right. And just for the record, the guy that you see there, he's a conservative speaker, but he's also a highly educated Yale graduate and, also a devout Christian that speaks. And his name is Michael Knowles, spelled like Beyonce Knowles and Matthew Knowles, same way, Knowles. Michael Knowles. You check him out.
Oh, he's a Michael.
Well,
oh, okay.
Yes, this guy right here.
I graduated from the Block University, so I'm educated too, motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
But so you and him may actually, well, I'll let you speak it yourself and let's see what's up. So everybody mute up. Let me get this playing so we get no echo.
Category of being. It's just the men are afraid to admit it. You can't seriously believe that.
I do believe there's people who
Put your speakers up. This is a low broadcast.
There's people who were born in their wrong gender. There's people who are born and they don't feel like they fit in either box. Do I think people are born that believe they're cats and stuff? No, I don't believe that shit. No.
There are people who think that, though.
I'm saying no, I don't. I'm not saying that's correct, but I haven't seen anything to back that up. But I just the fact that you guys, why in anyone's right mind would somebody go from like Bruce Jenner, for example, Caitlyn Jenner now, for example.
Did you just
successful athlete, Olympian, whatever, all this stuff, was married to Kris Jenner, had life of whatever. Unless she truly believed that and felt that deep inside of her core, she ultimately ruined her life for basically a whole decade.
No, he became much more relevant and famous than he was.
I
previously.
highly
Obviously,
disagree.
he was on magazine covers.
Well,
Everybody
he
was
got
talking
way
about him.
more
We're talking
She's
about
been
him.
on magazine covers. She's an Olympian. That's not. She's
But
not
he had-
on. She's not on.
He was an
covers
Olympian
'cause
many
she's
decades
trans.
ago. No,
But exactly.
He was on a magazine cover for the first time in decades.
But
because
after
he
she
pretended
came
to be a woman.
out as transgender, she got way more hate.
Exactly.
And she got
The only thing
ruined
worse than being talked
relationships.
about is not being
But
talked
she
about.
probably
That's
made
how
more
show business
money.
works.
But no, she
Okay,
she
so
lost a
take
lot of
away. Okay,
relationships.
But the
sorry.
reason he
Take
did
away
that-
Caitlyn Jenner.
do you know why?
Take,
The
okay,
reason-
hold on. Put on your basic day-to-day person. Okay, you're not gonna like this one. Okay, no, not you. You, for example. Okay, there's people like you who are super conservative, right in their
Handsome.
views and stuff, and then
Charming.
They wake up
And
and
then-
they want to be a woman.
and it's is it because they just woke up and want to be women, or is it because they finally found the courage to
Well, then
come out
maybe
with something
probably-
they've been suppressing their whole lives? I just don't understand why you guys think somebody would risk. Like, yes, I'm sure
Be-
some people can benefit from coming out as trans, but most people do not benefit from that. So why would somebody risk their whole livelihood, not even just career, but literally trans, especially black
Because they have
trans
a
people?
sexual fetish. 'Cause they have
Also,
a
why
disordered
does it
sexual
bother
desire.
you?
I think
I
it's
feel like
just
why does
so
it bother
complex.
people?
Because it isn't true.
But why does
Like,
it
why
bother you?
is
It's
that?
not
Yeah.
harming you. It's not hurting anyone.
Well, it
like,
is harming
they're-
society.
So
a
do you
lot,
go
man.
around? Do you go
How?
around fighting
Because-
people who think the world's flat? Do you go around
You're like
fighting
you're
them?
harming society.
No, well, because in the case of transgenderism and this ridiculous idea that men can secretly be women and vice versa, there are very practical effects that we see. Like, for instance, if we
Push
accept
onto
this,
children.
yeah, well, it's obviously pushed onto children. We're castrating children left and right, which is insane. But also, if we accept transgenderism at all, even for one single adult person, that means that certain things will change in society. Women don't get to
Maybe
have their own
things
bathrooms
need to
anymore.
change.
Women don't get to have, well, perhaps, but at least one could have the debate. Women don't get to have their own bathrooms. Women don't get to have their own sports teams. Women don't get to have their own specific rights and places in society. Protections in civil rights law, they lose that because some men can say that they're women. So it seems to me the obvious question to ask is not, well, what does it matter to you? Who really cares? First of all, the people pushing this seem to care a lot. But the question to ask is it true? Are these men who say that they're women actually women? Or are they men who are confused or who have weird sexual fetishes or have disordered desires?
Gender wise, they
Obviously,
are.
it's the
Biologically, they're not. So
What's
gender.
the difference?
There's the difference is like science, and then the other difference is like how you feel in your head, the way you are in society. There's a huge difference. The difference is like the chromosomes and then your mentality.
Okay, so if
That's
there's
the
a
point.
disagreement between what you're saying is your physical self and your
Fine.
emotional self, your
Yes.
psychological self, then why would you not just change your mind? If the options are chop up your body to make your go through gruesome
Because
surgeries, that
if
are
you're
gonna probably
living with
shorten
your mind
life,
for your whole life and you understand like, oh, I've been trying to change it. Like she said, most people are repressing it and are trying to change it, but they just can't. So why would this is something physical that I can easily go change instead of trying to retrain your thought process over and over and over and over.
But it's
It's
not
like it's
so
because they'd rather be
easy,
dead.
though.
They would rather be dead than live in the lie
But
anymore.
the
is what
problem,
it's getting
if
to.
you bring up like suicidality, there is no evidence that having these surgeries and pretending to be the opposite sex reduces any of that whatsoever. So the
Because there's
people
always
post-op-
there's gonna be dysphoria forever, especially
Yeah.
from people like you guys
So it
going
doesn't
on the
help.
internet.
No, it's from
fucking
themselves because they know that
bashing
they're
them
living a
every
lie.
day.
No,
That's
no,
my
you're
whole
not-
thing.
I'm not bashing anybody.
I'm not
No,
saying you.
you-
Okay, maybe I
but-
shouldn't say maybe Chase. That's my whole thing because I didn't even get to speak on the.
But what he
video
said
that
is
got played.
totally right.
Okay, so since we're gonna go back to that, the video that got played, right? If you don't want to sleep with a trans woman, that is your prerogative. I don't give a fuck what you want to do. That is your preference. That does not make you transphobic at all. But to get up on a podcast that has almost 4 million viewers and to say that any man who chooses to sleep with a trans woman is now taking part in homosexual gay activities, I feel like that is wrong. I feel like that is hateful. And for somebody who claims to be so religious, so God, new born again virgin Christian, I think that's very hateful of you. If you want to say, I personally wouldn't do that, that's not for me, then that's your thing. Answer the question. That's how you do it. It's a step further.
Is it hateful to say that a man can't really secretly be a woman?
I'm saying it's hurtful to say that sleeping for any man to sleep.
The first question you have to answer is not.
That's not.
sleeping with
But
who.
I'm talking about what happened on the podcast.
No, I know, but
I'm referring to
I'm
that.
picking up on his point. The question is, what is a trans woman? And so, what Chase would say, and what I would say, and what everybody throughout all of human history until 5 minutes ago would say, is that a trans woman is just a man who is pretending to be a woman.
So I'm the only one who thinks this.
I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
You're in the
saying.
minority.
No,
Yeah.
she's
a lot
not.
of people
Yeah.
are saying it now, but you're historically speaking, yes. Statistically, 0% of people ever have thought that a man wearing
No,
a
there's
dress and a
cultures
That's
where
so
they there's
incorrect.
cultures where they're
Then what about in
And they're
Thailand?
not They don't
What
know.
about the femboys in Thailand? He's a prostitute.
Yes,
You don't
that's what-
understand how that sounds. You know,
That sounds precise.
A weird species. So now we're not human. So back to
No,
the
a,
abortion.
a species in the
I'm just
technical
saying,
term.
Hold on,
though, if you're
let
gonna
him
be-
explain. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so it's a type. So even there's this weird phenomenon in Thailand, for example, where there are these guys.
That a
who
lot
go
of
through
American
surgeries.
men go to.
Yeah, well, then they probably shouldn't do that. But the reason that is different is because it's not, those people are not saying I am really a woman. That's a weird, bizarre cultural carve out that exists in Thailand. The difference here is, and what you are saying, is that a man who puts on a dress, puts on a wig, chops his body up, calls himself a woman, is actually a woman. And I just don't see how you could believe that that is true.
So she has a vagina, shit probably fucking tighter than mine, double D racks,
Wait.
hair down to the fucking ass, looks like a woman, talks like a woman, does everything besides menstruate and can give birth. What is separating her between the women who are infertile, who can't have birth, or a woman after menopause, or the women who never get their period?
So physically,
are they not women either?
Physically speaking, one, those are pretty big differences, and there are other differences too in terms of their bone density and the shape.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna. Yeah.
But also there's the chromosomal differences, which is that that woman that you call still chromosomally is a man. And then beyond that, are you actually saying that women are just their bodies? That a woman is nothing more than?
Are you saying a woman is just her chromosomes?
All right. We
Can I
talking
ask?
about?
Oh my God.
Can I ask?
Yeah, so one of the things that we did was we captured one piece of that particular conversation, right? I want to capture another piece of that conversation. Before you say anything, it's important. I want to give two sides. Please bear with me. And for the record, normally I have a camera situated atop my laptop, my computer setup. Camera's here, computer's here. So I have to remember, I have to look at the camera. So don't mind me if it looks like I'm looking away. So let me stop this one right here. And let me present this other one. Really, really interesting. And like I said, there's no format tonight. This is just me and you kicking it. Might have been a conversation with me and Andre on the phone, me and Vic on the phone, or even me and my old lady. So hold tight. We're gonna discuss this after we hear this piece. Speed this up. Give you 125 to respect your time. Everybody mute up.
But it's 42% of trans-identifying prisoners in prison are in there for sex crimes. There's actually an advantage, evidently, to identifying as.
All right, I forgot majority of my viewership is in the US and these are British folks, so I'm gonna just slow it down to the regular speed. I've been to London, but I get it, but let me make sure you can hear.
Not fair. But it's 42% of trans-identifying prisoners in prison are in there for sex crimes. There's actually an advantage, evidently, to identifying as a female because they never identify as male because somehow male prisons seem less appealing to them. It's really weird. Anyway, but
is it limitless, this self-identity?
It's not totally limitless.
What's the limit?
When you're talking about International Women's Day, I don't know why we take the conversation around International Women's Day and make it about this.
But if anyone,
there's so many benefits.
Right, but if anyone, according
to
you, can identify as a woman, anyone can, right?
I don't see a problem with.
Just literally put the hand up and say I'm a woman.
But it's not an easy thing to do to go out into
Actually,
the world.
It's very easy.
Easy.
You might think it's easy to say, but to decide to do that, to say
what
this
is
is
doing
who,
it involved?
Whatever that person decides, but to
Does
go
it
out
involve
into the
makeup?
world and say I don't identify as perhaps the sex I
So
was
why
born
can't
as,
I
it's not-
identify? Okay, why can't I identify as a black lesbian?
Well, firstly, I mean, it was.
Well, I'm serious. I'm serious. If I can identify as anything
Mhm.
without any need to prove I'm actually what that is, why can't I on International Women's Day say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian?
I think taking it to a kind of absurd. I think taking it to a kind of.
I'm a black lesbian.
I think taking it.
I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian.
I think taking it to a.
The Women's Day say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian.
I think taking it to a.
Why can't I on International Women's Day say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian?
I think taking it to a kind of absurd status.
I think
we're
that's
talking
what.
about quite a
With
strong
respect, I
physical
think that
change.
you'd already opened the absurdity door by saying it is limitless. You can do what you like. Anyone can say I'm a woman. So I simply ask you, why can't I?
I mean, this point kind of ridicules trans people to an extent.
Actually, I think what you said ridicules trans people because actually people who go through the full process of transition, who actually go through what we used to call a sex change, which I don't think you can muck around with original biology, but those who actually go through surgical procedure over a number of years, I've got great respect for that very difficult journey they go on. I have zero respect for people who just wallop their hand up and go, suddenly, I'm a woman and I want all the rights that a woman has, and I want to compete, say, in sport. I'm a 6'4" athlete, sprinter, swimmer, whatever, who's competed very mediocrely in male sport. I now want to come in and crush women in swimming pools and in sprinting events and break all their records, perhaps irrevocably, just by saying, I'm a woman. I think that is the absurdity you were talking about. My response was to say, well, if it's limitless, why can't I then say whatever I want to say? And you say immediately, as I knew you would, well, that's ridiculous. But my point is, you were being ridiculous.
Well, that's your opinion. You can think I'm ridiculous, but I don't think you can say, well, it has to.
I don't know why I am, but you're not.
I don't think you have to say it's post-op is the only way that someone's allowed to identify.
Well, the original standard
not for us to
the original
decide.
standard for being transgender was being diagnosed with gender dysphoria, which is a legitimate condition. And now it's being, oh, however way you feel. So if you feel on Tuesday.
Yo. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did the video pause on you?
It looked like it did, yes.
Okay. That's what I thought happened. So let's talk for a second. You guys had a little bit of information to glean. I'm just sharing my vibe with you. What you think about what you just watched. And I want everybody to be as candid as possible. Remember, I'm still a corporate executive, so I'm still bound by certain social media standards and guidelines in terms of what I can and cannot express. All right? You know, so I need y'all to pop that shit for me. I don't care what kind of shit it is. Come with it.
I'll go first real quick and say, look, classifications exist for a reason. Classifications exist for a reason. Classifications exist for a reason. We are classified as human beings for the simple reason of DNA structure. It's not because you have two eyeballs. It's not because you give birth out of your vagina. It's not because you got what is it, 8 fingers and 2 opposable thumbs. None of that shit is the reason why you are considered a human being. It's because of your DNA structure. Based on your DNA structure, your chromosomes provide one of 2 options. Generally speaking, humans do come out a little deformed, sometimes do have 3 chromosomes, but humans generally have 2 chromosomes, either X or Y. Classifications exist for a reason.
I believe they should have their own league. Okay, I don't think I think the transgenders should have their own league because I think it gives you a disadvantage for if you join the swim team and you was a male. I think it gives a disadvantage. So have your own league because I think it's not fair to the women or the men. Period. And I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just saying this is how I personally feel.
All right.
Come with it. Come with it. Look, I'm leaving you unbridled today. No muzzle. No muzzle, truth. No muzzle. No chain. No choke collar. No zap collar. Bite these motherfuckers. Come on.
All right. So this stuff is just is every time I see these type of conversations, man, it's just mind-boggling how we try to rationalize stuff that you can clearly see that the things that they're saying is contrary to what they're thinking. Like, I'm sitting here watching them say it out their mouth. And if you go back and actually watch the video and watch how people's eyes move when they're actually formulating their thought, you can tell when somebody is basically going against even with the very thing that they know what they are supposed to be saying, but they're choosing to say something else. And it's nowhere in the world that we go from understanding that a man is a man, a woman is a woman. And even with the basic concept of the individuals that participate in extracurricular activities with the same sex, if you actually have a conversation with them, they don't even like this. Actually talk to someone that actually been dealing with the same sex for years. Actually talk to ones that's like 40, 50, 60 years old, those type of individuals. They will even state that the people that are with the so-called alphabet community, they don't even like that. They don't like the fact that a man can be a woman, and then now we got these pronouns and all these type of things. No, it was a choice. I'm choosing to do what I am feeling with the same sex individual. And even though that I am in disagreement with that behavior and activity, I respect that individual for saying that I am choosing to do this of my own volition, instead of saying this is something that we need a whole new way of life. And if you don't accept me for trying to change the very fabric of how we look at civilization, then now you hate me. They don't even look at it like that. And then for people to start getting upset, and Miss Andrea, please do not think I'm included. I'm not saying this about you. I'm talking about generally females are the one, as we see in this video, pushing for equality and basically to adapt this mindset of that these individuals should now be we now too need to basically change and formulate our life according to them, instead of they are the outliers. So now that they are now able to participate in regular sports, they are now able to go and be housed in jails with women, even though that they still have their anatomically correct parts. They are now being housed with women because they're able to say they are women. This is what happens when you agree with foolishness. Now you want to say, oh, no, 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 no. We don't want that. Because now, as we seen in the MMA, we seen a man posing as a woman beat the living hell out of another woman. Did I feel sorry for that woman? If she was a woman that wasn't agreeing with that, then yes, I felt sorry for her. But if she was the one saying, oh, no, yeah, they supposed to be able to participate and we accept them and everything like that. And, it's our job to include them and all this type of stuff. Then when she got abused by a man, a grown man who was calling himself a female, then you have to take the consequences for the choices that you make. Hence, another thing about, in this situation was kind of sad, because of that it was two female inmates, and I think it was Indiana, a male that was calling himself a woman had raped and impregnated two inmates. Do you guys remember hearing about this story?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, then.
And the funny thing, right? The funniest thing is about the story, but the other part is, I don't know why, whenever I hear my brothers and my sisters from the DMV, Maryland area, when they say two, they say two. They say you. They say you. He said,
Y'all love it. Y'all love it.
Right? But yo, yes, absolutely. It's the funniest thing is that even in the UK, there was a situation where there was a man that was known for raping women. He ended up, when it was time for him to go to prison, he stated that he was, he declared himself a transgender woman, and he was placed in a woman's prison. And even his wife, who was married to him right before he went to prison, said it was all a scam. So it's absolutely true. Now, of course, because I got to conduct this thing, what I'm going to be doing is I want to transition. I want to transition to a next clip that falls directly in line with what we're talking about. So let's take a look real quick.
Let me get 10 seconds right here, real quick, Chef.
Okay, I'll give you 3. Nah, joking. You're joking.
Okay.
Go ahead, man.
So now on the opposite side, for those such as myself that do not agree with that, we are suffering because now there's a chance that my baby girl, or if I choose to have children, my children choose to have grandchildren, we are now in a era, in a wave where those type of individuals will now be in the bathrooms along with my children and other people with our consistent mindset of how life's supposed to be. We have to essentially be okay with that going on, and also this type of stuff being pushed and forced in our schools. And this is why I'm now promoting that we need to go into a state where we need to get used to homeschooling our children effective immediately. You breaking up, Chef? I can't hear you, Ben.
Hello?
Chef? Watts, you still there?
Hello. Can y'all hear me?
All right, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my Wi-Fi is starting to act a little differently, right? So let's see. We got Victor Free's music in the chat. The link is pinned up at the top. It says you can change your sex, genitalia, or sexual preference, not your gender. Okay. So this leads us to our next clip. Let's go.
Gifted memberships at the beginning of the show. By the way, guys, we're really close to unlocking our next emoji. So if you guys want to gift or become a member, we're super close. Help us unlock that next emoji. And then we just have these. And okay, so let's watch this one video, and then we'll wrap in like 5-10. Eric, can you try once more to play that video for us? We're almost done.
I'm 20 minutes late to work, Ryan.
Do press stop first, and then try pressing it. Okay, try playing. Hold on. No, go back down to the tape. Okay, up just a little bit. Do the Nelk one. Do the Nelk one. Yo, the first one. Yeah.
Green Lantern's fucking super chat is so funny.
What the fuck? Okay. Sorry guys, the videos for some strange reason
Those 3
are not loading. So whatever.
Green Lantern said, Chase, would you rather smash the hottest trans woman in the world or the oldest woman in the world? Honestly, bro, the oldest woman in the world, because then I wouldn't be gay.
What? You really just want me to just rip you a fucking new one. I swear.
Are you like, Chase, how dare you be transphobic?
Yes, actually. What the fuck do you mean? Yes, that was
because
so
if I had
unnecessary.
sex with a trans woman, I'd be having sex with a biological man, and I don't want to do that.
The question is,
that's not what you said, though. That's fine.
Because I'd be gay if I had sex with a
not
biological
gay.
man.
That's not gay.
That's
And I
gay.
don't care if you're doing this for like whatever, but like shut the fuck up. Actually,
I'm doing
you look
it
like
for
you have a
what-
lead.
Why don't-
No,
why don't-
that's too far.
Why don't you make me shut the fuck up? Because I have an opinion that differs from yours.
She's right. I mean, that's really
But
hateful, bro.
she's not. It would technically be homosexual. A trans woman is a biological man. Sue me. It's true.
Fuck, dude, that's mean. I also gotta go.
It's
I gotta
not
go.
fucked up. It's real.
That's
It's
his-
true.
Okay, if you guys want to
It's
respect gender
factual.
identities, that's his though. That's his sexuality.
I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to say that.
A man of God who doesn't judge a Christian. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what God said? It said He made them man and women. He made them man and woman. I just told you I'm not gay. I'll pass on that. Thanks though. She stole my word from me. Finally,
I think-
episode 33. We made people walk off.
If you want to defend people's sexuality and sexual orientation, then you should respect all of them. You should respect all of them.
Have a nice night.
It was fun.
The camera
guys.
wasn't on you.
No, I wasn't trying to run out, but I took the opportunity.
Okay. So yeah, we were gonna wrap up.
Boys,
anyways,
was
but
that content
Jesus
or was that
Christ.
content?
Well, you were also given the option. Like, you're entitled to your own opinion. So.
Yes, it's true.
She made it through that entire conversation, and then that was.
I find it interesting that was the thing that made her walk off.
She's late for work. It's late.
Well, yeah, we've been going for a while, so it's probably like the fuse was short. Yo, all right.
Let's talk about it.
What's the age of these young girls? Are they in their 20s? I'm just wondering.
So normally what happens is they normally have a varying age group or a range of ages of people that's on there. So let's say the consistent age range is normally within the early 20s to 10 years. So I'd say 21 to about 30, 31 at maximum.
Okay.
In a range, even though a lot of the time they'll stick around the 21 to 25 or 26 range just to keep it fresh,
Oh, okay. Well, the mindset that they have, I wouldn't expect them to. They feel that way because I talked to my 25-year-old, my 22-year-old, 24-year-old. They feel like things are just everything's okay, and we have disagreements about situations. So that's why I was saying they haven't experienced life. So yeah, they're gonna feel like everything's open, everything's free, everything's like this. But so they don't have no experience to feel that way. That's why they feel that way. They feel like everything's they feel like we should not be having no judgment or no prejudgment or feel the way. And the other dude feel like he's older and he probably been taught that at his home. He probably feel that way, the same way, and that's how he feels. And I think they should both respect how each other feels. You can still agree to disagree. You don't have to get mad and walk off. So that's why I asked what the age group was the girls.
No, the walk off the walk off was the weak part of that entire conversation. That was the weak part of all of that. I just find it hard for there to be this over ignoring reality. Like, if you were born a male, and see, I'm not even talking about like what you think and you feel like you were born wrong and all of that. Like, okay, cool, that's possible. Like, nothing comes out perfect. Chef, I know you a great cook. You've been doing this shit probably longer than I've been alive. But I'm pretty sure there's been times where you sit on a meal and be like, I could have cooked that rice a minute less. I could have cooked this steak 2 minutes more. Like, I'm sure there have been times. It might not happen often. There are rare chances where you sit down and probably taste a meal and say, this, it could have used a small tweak. That has to happen with human beings. At some point, there's going to be somebody that is not connected completely mentally. Okay, cool. Let's give that baseline and say that exists. We can't ignore the reality and say that you were still born a certain gender, because in order for you to make it to this other place, you have to do all of this augmentation and readjusting of your body by taking hormones. Like, you have to do such adjusting to go from one place to the other. You can't ignore the fact that you were born one way, and that's like how your body is set up. Because even after you go through this surgery, you still got a prostate, cuz. Like, you still got to get your prostate checked when you turn 40.
Even the most gangsterest of the most gangsterous has to go and see Dr. Two Fingers.
Dr. Two Fingers.
Depending on your comfort levels,
Dang,
you
that
may
is
need him
true.
to take you to dinner and dancing, or go and meet your mama first. But you got to see that doctor.
Yep, that
Pew,
is
pew,
true.
Yeah,
pew, 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 pew.
and that's just one of them things as a man. Like, that's just one of them things that like, if you're gonna be on top of your health, at some point you're gonna have to go see him. It doesn't matter what you think in your mind. Okay, cool. You in your mind, you feel like you're supposed to be a woman. Look, man, your body is still, come on, man. DNA, your body is structured. Like, it's set up that way on purpose. It's set up that way on purpose, and you're going out of your way to change how your shit is set up, bro. Like, you're completely ignoring it to act like the shit is not existent. Like, I don't understand it. I
I
don't
would love,
understand it.
yeah, I would love to read what Vic just posted right here out loud, because this is it. A eunuch is still a man. Men and women are not their sexual preference or genitalia. They are their essence, which cannot be reassigned. That cannot be said any better, bro. That is in fact the truth. And what I see what's happening is, the more and more we get away from personal interaction with each other, the more technology increases, the more we get away from logic and reasoning. And the less personal we are with each other seems to heighten our emotional reference. This We have been the biggest case study that I have ever seen in my life, bro. And it is crazy to see what's happening. Um,
Damn.
oh my
I
goodness.
just realized you mentioned earlier that these videos are a time capsule. And I'm realizing right now, if aliens came down to space, they would have learned everything about us just from COVID to now. Just from COVID to now, they would have learned everything about humans just based
Yeah.
on this one fucking app.
So let me just tell you this. It's the funniest thing you use the term time capsule. And now, in this same conversation, that's a whole nother stream. I may save it for a bullshit rant tomorrow night. But there was another part of this particular stream where it was a conversation about abortion. And they were referring to the fetus as clumps of cells. And literally, there was something that he had said to the women. You know what? I may need to save it, but I'll tell you this. It was a comment that I seen, which was a world class comment. And the comment literally said, I hope that if you're the child of one of these women 20 years later, I just want to salute you and the fact that you made it. Because these women were severely pro-life. But that's a whole nother conversation that I'm not going to get into right now, because I don't want y'all to hate me too early. You feel what I'm saying? However, I'm going to give you a little twist on this right here.
a woman or a man or whatever.
Well, that's usually
trapped.
not true. That's usually a
It's
sexual
not
assault.
true.
You need to understand
Well,
why
you know,
it's
everyone
called-
feels that way.
That's
No,
why
I'm
So do you believe
correcting.
people they remember their soul being a woman or a man or whatever?
Well, that's usually not true. That's usually a
it's
sexual
not
offense.
true.
that
You need to
develops.
understand why
But-
it's called. Everyone feels that way.
That's
No,
why.
I'm
So do
just
you
correcting.
believe people aren't gay either? Then do you believe nobody's gay and they just do it for
Well,
attention
no,
as well?
to say I am gay means that I have an attraction to a member of the same sex.
Okay, I'm just
So-
clarifying because a lot of people who usually do this trans argument are also
No,
arguing
nobody,
that gay people don't exist
denies.
either.
Nobody denies that certain people have different sexual attractions. In fact,
People deny it all the time. Actually, they say it's a choice that they're
Oh.
choosing to do that. They're not born that way.
They're certainly choosing to engage in certain behaviors.
But
Yeah, that's true.
choosing to engage because it's your biological driven.
No, you can
duty.
suppress your own desires. I have all sorts of desires that I repress.
Yes, you can suppress
I wanna
your own
go- I wanna go
desires,
eat a
but
cookie
why
right
should
now. I wanna
somebody?
go get a delicious hard seltzer? But I'm
Yes,
not
you can
gonna do
express
that.
your own desires, but why should somebody have to suppress if it's two legal consenting adults? Why should somebody have to suppress that just because they're the
Because
same
we
gender?
have obligations to reality and to the truth.
What's the reality? The reality is we
The
should
reality
be a man and a
is that
woman. That's
in
the
a-
reality.
The reality is that a man in a dress is not a man, or is not a woman.
Okay, but
rather.
now I was trying to get away from
This
something
is,
else.
This is why the
Yeah.
whole
Go
thing.
ahead,
the whole
Sam.
thing goes back to where it's called transgender and not trans-sex. Like you can't change your sex. To the down to the bottom, your chromosomes are going to be your chromosomes, but
Right.
they're
Into the mic,
changing
into the
their
mic.
gender. And gender is a man-made thing. It's something that we've created. We've created genders and gender roles in our society. We did not create sex. Yes, there's men and female. That goes back to
We've
science or
created
God, whatever you
So
would like to say.
if gender is man-made, then you're saying it's artificial. It's not real.
It's not real.
Oh, okay. So then who cares?
Exactly. So why do you care?
Oh well, if it's not real, then the trans woman is just a man.
For
'Cause
you,
you said-
maybe,
'cause you
but
said the
for
gender's not
her,
real.
she's a woman,
But
and
I-
that's
I think
fine.
gen-
Exactly.
It should bother you, and I don't think it should get all these little incel men
Wow.
angry about it.
You don't, do you not think? I mean,
Okay, I think the
And
issue
then
is that
who's
this whole
abstinent by choice.
conversation it makes the the male role, right? It kind of creates the more I don't know. I just think the whole argument about gender it's so pushed out into our society. I don't think it's like this in the rest of the world right now.
Right.
There's so many other issues like the
The
whole
rest of the world
60
knows what
like
men
the
and women are.
62 different genders.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane. I mean, I don't wanna-
62
I'm not
different
hateful towards
genders,
anyone.
y'all.
I think as long as you're a good person, you can do whatever you want. I just don't like that it's pushed onto children because, like, a lot of people
So
that are
31 different men and women.
they regret it, and then a lot of children that are put onto hormones. It
Detox
really messes
nurses
with your.
And also,
A lot of the laws
obviously,
think
this
recently
is
about
this
that,
is
too.
something
I'm
that
sure
is
it is,
brand new to our society, and there needs to be a lot more research done and more understanding about it, and like there needs to be laws done. So I understand. I don't think kids should be getting their parts changed.
But I guess my question
They
is,
can't.
what?
They have to be 18. That's already in place.
No, that's not
You
true.
know
The
that-
transition process can start much younger than that. and
Hormones,
currently-
yes, but they
and
in
obviously puberty
America,
blockers and-
yeah, but in America you cannot
And a
get
social
surgery before the age of 18.
Yeah, but
Legally,
they can put you
can
onto
at certain
hormones.
points, but-
legally, you cannot get surgery.
Yeah,
can
because the laws
take-
are somewhat ambiguous.
They can cut your
Yeah.
breasts
Yeah,
out.
they can.
But like I used to teach a lot, and just from experience, and I don't know much, so I don't want to like say too
No,
much.
you're right
but-
about almost everything. I'm very impressed with how
like
right you
right
are
and
about
wrong.
many
Like
things.
I don't, don't tell me like
Oh, I'm telling you, I don't care. You can tell me no, but you're
okay,
right about these
so I used
basic
to
things
teach a
like
lot
gender
of
roles.
kids, right? And a lot of kids I noticed that have a lot of these gender issues, and then they wear their gender on their sleeve, and then they're like, I'm gay, or like
Yeah.
they're like they tend to have depression. They're very like I feel like they need support and help, not just in the gender department where people are pushing them. Oh,
Mhm.
maybe you should be gay, or maybe you should do this. Like there's much more.
I had a girl come up to me. I was giving a speech, and she said, "Hey, Michael, thanks for speaking out on the transgender thing because I had gender dysphoria." And she was young. I mean, this girl was a teenager. And she said, "I had gender dysphoria, and my psychologists were starting to push me down this path of transition."
Like that's wrong.
But-
I believe that's wrong.
Well, she said, luckily, I had good parents and a good priest, and they said, "You're not actually a boy." And guess what happened? She kept going to see psychologists. They figured out that actually she had undiagnosed autism. So they started treating her autism. And what do you know? Her gender dysphoria greatly abated. Now it's basically.
Boom, boom. So what do y'all think about that? I know that was a lot for you guys to ingest, but let's talk about it. Let me see, Andrea. I know Andrea didn't speak for a minute. I was about to say Vic, go ahead, but Vic is in the chat participating. So Andrea, then 100 Watts, then True.
It's a lot. Okay.
If you asleep, just pass the mic to Truth.
No, I wasn't asleep. I heard what they said. I heard what they said. I heard what they said. I don't agree. I do disagree with them. I think man and female is separate, and thinking everybody's gonna be on one accord is not. And just because they feel one way, you can disagree and have your own opinion. It's not that serious. And I don't want anybody teaching my kids none of that stuff. Do I recommend they be homeschooled? No, I don't. But it's a lot.
So now, this is a late night stream. Got a lot going on in my mind, a lot going on in my life. So it's a late night buzz stream that I say, I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna just do whatever, however I feel. At that time when I was deciding to do the stream, I was in a certain pocket. By the time I seen the folks that I rock with and got tons of love for, it turned into a more positive situation. So I want us to be real tonight, right? So when you, Andrea Lynch, aka Just Andrea, when you think about this situation in terms of the discussions of the LGBT situation, how do you truly feel about it based in, your own essence?
In my own essence, I feel like I don't want this agenda pushed on my children. So I feel like I have a responsibility to teach them. I feel like this is being pushed on children, and that's why I'm really picky about what my kids watch. This is yes, and my brother is in the community, and I love my brother, but at the same time,
explain.
My brother is gay, and I love my brother. But at the same time, it's because I love my brother and I got a dog in this fight. Don't mean I want my children to be put this agenda to be pushed on them. My kids love my brother and respect him, but at the same time, this is not going to be pushed on them, and I'm going to teach them what I think is right in my house. And so I have nothing against the community. They can all do what they want to do. That's their freedom of choice. But in my house, it's different. And I'm not trying to be rude to nobody, anything like that. But I don't want this agenda to be pushed on my children. I don't want this agenda to be pushed down my kids' throat either. That's just the way I feel. That's the way I'm raised my other two kids, and I'm raising them the same way. And I think this is I just have the idea, everybody thinking this life is just free and this and we got a choice. No, we man and female, all this new generation is pushing all this. This is ridiculous. And I just think this is too much. I think at some point parents should make a decision because they're their children. Let them be children until they're 18. And when you're grown, you can do what the hell you want to do. And the child went to a psychiatrist. They was pushing that on her and found out she had autism. Sometimes people are misdiagnosed and they're not even paying attention, or diagnosing their children. That's not what their children have. So we gotta be careful. That's my opinion. So I'm gonna let it go right there.
Look, when it comes to pushing on the kids, all of that, I don't worry about that because I feel like I have efficient conversation with my daughter. I only have one that's in this space right now that is even close to influenced by this shit. I have an 11-year-old and a 3-year-old. So my 3-year-old, I mean, I don't know, Coco Melon. What kind of gay shit they doing on Coco Melon? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but at 3 years old, not that's not my concern. There's so many other things that I'm teaching right now, like colors and numbers and shapes and all of that. That I don't really think that's deep in my focus right now. But my 11-year-old, I purposely have uncomfortable conversations with her. When I start having a conversation and she looks to be a little uncomfortable, that's when I need you to talk. Not that I'm forcing, and I think that it's something that a lot of parents don't take the time to do. Right? It's all about forcing rather than communicating with your child. Like, there's definitely a difference between, and there's an understanding of the hierarchy, right? I am your father. I make the decisions. I'm here to protect you. I provide these things. Your survival is my responsibility. But I also understand that she is a human being. She is an actual living being. She is a representation of me. So I know a lot of my emotions is inside of this child, and I know I can't control her. So I know I have to communicate with this little girl. So if there are times where, like, if there are times where I might see something where it's just like it might be a little uncomfortable for me, we're gonna have to, hey, why is it that I noticed that you've been moving a little different? What's going on here? Like, you're gonna have to explain it. Because if, like, with these, to find out that she autistic, like, that sounds like you really not talking to your kid. Like, you just pushing them in front of TV or sending them off to practice or some of that other kind of shit. Like, you're not talking to your kid. Like, to find out that your kid is autistic, like, I don't, th-
Okay.
this,
Okay.
this shit is wild. I don't, um,
As is this crazy life that we live in and we exist in. Peace to God, aka God Scorsese, aka God Spielberg, aka the executive producer in the sky that provides us with tons of wondrous mysteries, education, information, entertainment, and intrigue. And we never know when we wake up in the morning what happens with the script that he provides us for that day. We just pray that we make it another season. Right? Peace to God. But yeah, man. So we're not finna do this all night. I am thinking after we finish this that I may just go and throw on a late night stream, just like I did last
I
night,
wanted,
just so you guys have something to watch from one of our throwbacks, but I want to play something.
I want to get my part, sir.
Go ahead, do your thing. Do your thing.
Oh
Do
yeah,
your thing.
let me just close this out. So, um, this has been another smokescreen for us over a bigger, I would like to say, a battle inside of a war. Um, just like we got the male versus female war going on, as we see that is talked about mostly in this space on YouTube. We have the race battle, and we also have the so-called we don't know who we are as far as men and women. We're now creating like someone said, a whole new world. um, it's disturbing but it's also for those of us that do read the word, we understand that these are the times that we're in. This was already given to us and told that these type of things would happen. I know for me reading the word and understanding, what was spoken about in Second Timothy third chapter, and seeing the world as it is, reading it and then seeing how bad it is, you couldn't tell me. I couldn't even imagine it would be this bad. It's far worse than what I imagined from reading Perilous Times, The Selfish Man. When we would turn to our own lust and God would give us over to it, the reprobate minds. But just like Andrea said, Joshua 24:15. But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourselves this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods your ancestors served beyond the Euphrates or the gods of the Amorites. But in whose land are you living? But as for me, as for truth, and my household, we will serve the Lord. So I don't care whichever way the wind blows, how many different men, how many different women we try to create, how many different genders. They said we up to 62. Pretty soon we probably up to a thousand. I don't care about the pronouns or, whatever way. A man is a man, a woman is a woman. That is how I understand, that is how my Father God through Jesus Christ created his creations to be and to represent, and for us to populate and to also be made in his image properly. That is the way that I am going to conduct and instruct my household. And I will continue to through my children, and Lord willing, even through these trials and tribulations and your spirit and the warring of the flesh. Lord willing, my guidance, my representation will continue to carry on. And the way the world is going, it will not cause them to be in a worse fallen state than what they already are.
God DeMarco. God DeMarco. He hit us with some verbiage. He would hit us with some points, but he delivered it within a prayer. You heard it. I heard it. I don't want to take it past that moment, but I want to play something for each and every one of y'all. Thank you, True, for dropping that. When you hit this in the replay, you'll catch what just happened. Dude just hit you with some lyrics within a prayer. A hot 16, some bars within a prayer, a point within a prayer. Last person that was able to do that was a guy named DMX. Peace to Earl Simmons. Rest in peace. So I got something else for you. It's another version of the conversation. All right. If things happen correctly, you may be seeing me within the next 60 to 90 days in the UK. But I want to send a special shout out to Just Pearly Things. There was a particular stream that I had uploaded, and it was a conversation I wanted to have. And when I get into this vibe, sometimes I get to editing, and I was feeling a little free-handed at editing when I was watching this video. So I did it. I sent it to her, tagged her in it, blah, blah, blah. Stay tuned. So let's take a look and let's see what y'all feel.
Captain, buddy. The ladies come and go, but the boys are forever. Quit simping around.
A man who abandons his child is a deadbeat dad, correct?
Not really. There are like, do you want me to elaborate? There are like many conditions that allow for that to be possible and morally permissible.
Jim White here. Heard you been simping, son. I'm disappointed. It's time to hang out with the fellas.
In most cases, it's to do with ties in a lot with poverty. But you know, I don't know if the label of deadbeat dad is like all encompassing. I think selective cases maybe.
Sorry, I meant society calls them a deadbeat dad, correct?
100%. I think that's something that's pretty well known. It's
So if a mother abandons her child, why do we call it the right to choose?
well, I don't really see that as abandonment.
What?
Because obviously when we're talking about the idea of a deadbeat dad, we're talking about a child that's been born, raised by a single mother in that instance. A woman abandoning her child, that's not referred to as the right to choose. They're different things. If a woman left their child after their child was born, then if they're not being called out, then you can make that argument.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What about adoption?
What about adoption?
Well, that's also the right to choose, right? So I'm saying, like, even if a woman gives up her child, we don't call her a deadbeat mom, even after it's born.
Oh, see, sure. Okay, yeah.
So I'm asking, why do you think that is?
Why do I think that is? Possibly because I think that there needs to be more leniency.
Okay.
More leniency. On the side of women in that regard.
Oh, really?
Because I think that women who have to give their children up for adoption, it is very different circumstances in the majority of cases from a man, leaving the family home or divorcing or separating.
Well, so why is it different? Because I mean, it doesn't mean they were together if you get pregnant, right? It just means they were sleeping together. So how is it different if a man doesn't want to be a father than if a woman doesn't want to be a mother? Because to me, it's like it's the same thing.
Challenge!
It's Dr. McWilliams here. Hate to tell you, the test results are back, and you're highly positive for being a simp.
I'll follow that line of reasoning then. So let's say it is the same thing. What does that insinuate for you?
Come on. Hurts I even have to do this, but dude, simping doesn't just hurt you. It hurts us as well.
What does insinuate? What do you mean?
So you're saying that you think it is the same thing? Yeah. You think that they are equivalencies? So what does that insinuate for you? What does that lead on to? Do you see that as a big problem that they're viewed the same, or do you see that as the right thing? Do you see that as not very common that they're viewed the same?
Oh, there's no real easy way to say this, but look, you're a simp.
Well, I think women are given passes for doing the same thing that men do.
There's a reason why women are given passes in areas where men don't.
Why?
Because of a pre-existing privilege that men have in the majority of cases in life, in society.
I guess he's been simping all summer. Disappointed.
How do men have a privilege?
How do men have privilege?
When they're the majority of suicides, when they do the majority of hard jobs, they have to fight in wars.
Challenge!
So okay. I think that if what you're asking and what we're gonna have to talk about is where men have privileges, then we're not going to be able to have this argument with this debate. We're not going to be able to talk about this because we're just simply not on the same level of understanding about society as a whole. If you're unable to understand that men have privilege in the majority of cases and that there is an underlying privilege that all men have by nature of a patriarchy,
well, I'm asking, like, what stats do you have to back that up, right? So I would say like men also make up the majority of homeless. Okay. So how can you say that women have an easier life?
Challenge!
Whoa.
Okay. So I just want to know what privilege are you talking about?
Okay, I'll talk about what I mean by privilege. I'm talking about an underlying societal condition that allows for men to be paid more.
Well, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Okay. Allows for men to and we talk about heinous crimes, and that's something that, because of the condition of men, you see, I believe that it's because of our economic state. Okay.
Men are more likely to be victims of a violent crime than women.
Okay, but not a sexual violent crime.
Well, I think it goes underreported, to be honest.
Both go underreported, don't they? Because women also don't report at the same level that is the potential of the amount of women who've been abused. That goes underreported as well, doesn't it?
I don't know. I don't
think I actually might have a stat for that, which is the
Okay, so the stat that's often referred to is that 1 in 4 or 1 in 3 women are victims of sexual assault. So they actually would include if a woman is drunk and has sex in that stat. So no, so I'm saying so that they throw that stat around a lot, and it's not actually accurate.
Nice try!
I've got my friends here from Sweden. I'm gonna put an end to this because and the reason I'm gonna say that, okay, is that, as I've said, if you're unable to understand the means at which men are privileged in society over women.
You're telling me I'm oppressed?
Sorry?
You're telling me I'm oppressed?
Sorry? What do you?
You're explaining my oppression to me?
Do you feel oppressed?
It's time to stop simping and reunite with your boys.
Okay, well then it's not an issue for you, is it? But there are many women who do.
There's a lot of women that don't.
Are we talking globally here?
Are we talking? What do you mean by that?
Well, I know that.
I'm talking about the Western world. We're in England, U.S.
Okay, why don't we take it global? Why not talk globally?
Because we're in the UK and I'm from the US.
Okay, so in the US, do you feel that you have the same allowances of privilege than men?
I think I have more privilege than most men.
Man, these were the times. Miss him, man. Stop sipping. Come back to the boys.
That bullshit.
Yeah. For the record, just so y'all know, I have a few $1,000s worth of equipment, right? But during that time, I was going through a little medical shit. So, piece of Samsung, that whole shit was cut and edited on a Galaxy Note 9.
The notes are that powerful, man. They powerful.
But yeah, I had threw a few things together. So, in terms of that conversation, I'm gonna let y'all take it and just tell me about how you feel in terms of, I kind of gave my own opinions in there watching it, and you saw the little cuts and blah blah blah. So, how do you feel watching it? Does anybody feel differently about what I saw and some of the things I insinuated? Peace to Lady Navo as well. Peace, peace, peace.
I just want to say this. He is by far. I do not want to be around people like that because I believe you can catch a case of the stupids. That's all I have to say about that.
Catch a case of the stupids. Oh, we on the big screen, yo. We on the big screen. Lady Navo with big screen. Hold on. Gotta get my light skin shit going. All right. Remember, she got us on the big screen streaming to the 150-inch. All right, go ahead, Truth.
No, that's all I had to say right there. That short and sweet. I do not want to be around people like that, man. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I don't. Oh my God, my man. It is amazing. Like Chu said it earlier, just like watching rationalization, like watching somebody spin some bullshit in their head is fucking amazing to watch. I understand why this man was crying, laughing. Like, it's amazing to watch. Like, man. I mean, look, the beginning of what she was saying, I was 100% agreeing with, cause it, when let's if we take away the extreme, when you're talking about putting a kid up for adoption, if you take away the extreme of something foul happening and a child arising, if you take that one extreme away, any other reason that you can think of why a child is put up for adoption is probably for a selfish reason or because a bad decision was made. You know, you were probably underage. You weren't supposed to. I mean, it's just all kind of reasons why people make these kinds of decisions. But when a child is put up for adoption, it's just, oh, she couldn't handle it, or it was the best thing for the child. That was the best thing for the child. But then in the moment that a father says, I don't got it to do it, or I didn't plan to have a kid, or I don't want to have a child with you, as soon as he says that, then he's a deadbeat or a demon or a manipulator, all these other kinds of things.
Or a man that loses his driver's license.
All that kind of shit. Like you lose your driver's license, you start losing the ability to get approved for certain shit, so buying a house becomes more difficult. Like it just makes your life fucking hard because one person got to make a decision that the other one wasn't involved in, even though those two individuals did make the ignorant decision to have the sex, probably unprotected anyway. There's a lot of bad decisions being made, and some people get to run away from them, and other people are held accountable. And you know, if you like to identify with one of those genders, you know which size you fall on.
It's interesting. Andrea.
Yes.
So, what do you think about what you saw on the screen? You heard Pearl, just Pearly Things, talking with that young man. What do you think about that interaction?
Well, I don't. The way he see it, I don't see it the way she see it either. I mean, I'm adopted. I have two adopted children. I feel like if somebody put their child up for adoption, I don't feel like she's a bad mom. I feel like she done the best she could. And that was the best for the child. Because I feel like, why should a child be in a situation that he didn't ask to be here, and if she can't do it and somebody else can do it, I say more power to you. So
So
I don't.
now, sorry,
Mhm.
go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
I don't feel like if somebody put that child up for adoption, I don't feel like she's a bad mom. I feel like she done the best that she could. That's just me.
So let me just say this, right?
Mhm.
I'm not pushing back on what you're saying.
Mhm.
I 1,000,000%. Sorry, side note for any of my old college professors, whatever. 1,000,000%, 1,000% is not a real thing. Percent is percentum, which is of 100, right? So let's just say 100%. I agree with you.
Mhm.
The thing is, I think you may have misconstrued what she was saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
What she was stating, she was not stating anything negatively about the women that put their children up for adoption, about people that adopt children. Okay. What she was speaking to was the whole conversation we had about where men have no choice. And what she was speaking about was a woman, she can go do whatever. Men only have abstinence, what is it, vasectomy or condoms as an option. So
Mhm.
technically, it's only two options. Well, women have almost 40 options. right?
Mhm.
So she wasn't stating that anything was wrong with a woman putting the child up for adoption. What she was just mentioning was that's one of the options that women have when men have no choice in that situation. So literally she was saying that the person can literally give their child up for adoption when the man, he's just held victim to whatever she decides. Does that make sense?
And I feel like if a man say he don't want no kids, I feel like the women should listen, because I just have a strong feeling if the man say he don't want no kids, times out for me, I hear you might not be a good dad. Just for me, that's what I hear. So if he don't want no kids, women should listen, because nobody.
Whoa.
But
Well,
they
now we're
don't.
gonna fight. You
I'm
said
not
that
They
if a
don't.
man says, if a man, wait,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
a man says that he doesn't want any kids, I want to make sure I hear you closely.
Yeah,
We was finna wrap up, but I'll push this bitch another hour if you talking that bullshit.
I didn't get to finish.
Hold on. So you said if a
Hell
man
yeah.
says he doesn't want any kids, that means that he's what?
If he
He's
don't
not. That
if
means that he's not a good father.
I'm just saying, if he's saying he don't
I'm
want,
asking you. Go
I'm
ahead.
saying if he's saying he don't want no kids and he don't want to have kids and he don't want to take and he doesn't want to be a father, women should listen instead of forcing, instead of getting
That's not what you
pregnant
said a
and
second
having.
ago, man.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying.
Man, you doing
If a man
remixes
say
before
he
we
don't,
release the
I'm not
original
doing
version.
that. You know, let me finish talking. If a man say he don't want no kids, he's telling her, I don't want no kids. I don't want the responsibility. Women should listen, because maybe potentially he might not be a good father. And then don't be mad because you a single father, you a single mother, and you gotta raise this child. He ain't paying no child support.
Okay.
I'm saying
I gotta.
he's
So
saying that.
now, no. Now I get what you're saying,
Hey
because
chef, let me get the dustpan
before
because she cleaned
it
that up.
at first it came across as you were saying that when he says he doesn't want any kids is because he would be a bad father. So my initial response was going to be, well, maybe he's a great father and he realizes that this is not the time. But what you're reflecting, it seems, is coming from that previous conversation we had about Mr. 7-7, right?
Yes.
7B, 7B, 7BM,
Yes.
7 baby mama guy.
Projection.
Okay. So now
Mhm.
I understand where you're coming from, because
And
I absolutely agree where he was saying, I'm not that type of ninja. And Andre is referring to the 7 baby mama guy, you know. But so let's say I misconstrued what you were talking about here, because it sounded like you said if a man says I'm not ready, that means he was going to be a bad father. And I was just wanting to push back and say, no, a person who's an intentional man knows when it's his best time to strike. And
Yes.
that's the guy that may say, okay, it may be later on, but not now. But if you're talking about 7B, 7BM, shit. Yeah,
And
you go ahead.
but the thing
Cook.
is, and I have a problem with women too. When you have one baby with this nigga and you know and the first he didn't have no job when you met him, he didn't have this, so you have one baby with him, and then you go have another baby and two more, you can't blame nobody but yourself. Don't blame the man because you keep having kids with him.
Thank God for EBT.
You heard me.
And what if the government didn't have that? What if they didn't have Section 8? What if they didn't have welfare?
But they do.
But they do.
They do. So why? But so everything that you like, what you're saying is logical as fuck. But there's plenty of people that are continuing to just go through this same stuff. They saw their mama do it, their grandmama did it. It's just the same shit. Like if you know you can just lay up. I can pay $200 a month in rent, and all my kids can have a room of their own. What? Oh, so all I gotta do is just have a bunch of babies and don't have the daddy in the house? Bet I could do that. That's easy. I was giving pussy away for free. You telling me I can get food stamps? I was already what?
And then,
Come on
but
now.
at the same time, it's accountability on having kids is expensive. It ain't no joke. So if you thinking having 6 kids and being on EBT and trying to get paid once a month, that is absolutely crazy because you not gonna have enough money and have enough food.
But ratchetness hustles. Because when you're getting $2,400 a month in food stamps, you get a child support check coming from at least one of the baby daddies. You go to work for maybe 12 hours a week, and you sell some food stamps on the side. You just made rent and some. Shit, if you do it the right way, you probably throw OnlyFans on the side and you make all the money. Like, it's not hard.
And not to mention the other guys that they're sleeping with.
Come on, going to get dinner for free, and sometimes when he's
Also-
simping, he gonna buy McDonald's for all 6 of them. He gonna buy McDonald's for all 6 of them.
Peace to our sponsor. Peace to our sponsor for the show, 100 Watts OnlyFans page. It's called 100 Toes. All right, go check them out. All right, keep it rolling, y'all.
What morals and value are you teaching your kids? Because I mean, what morals and values? So do you think they're gonna be college potential? Do you think they're gonna do something? Because if you saying mama and auntie, cousin, all of them was on welfare, you're potentially saying that this shit is okay.
Let me explain something to you, Andre.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped this off to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you what's the difference between a CEO and a single mom?
A CEO is a CEO of a company. They manage
No, CEO, not a CEO.
Correction officer.
A correctional officer and we got a prison.
Mm-hmm. What's the difference?
He's a prison guard. He's watching over prisoners at a jail.
Okay.
They're locked up.
Okay.
They ain't coming back home. The government is feeding them 3 meals a day.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
Okay, I'm missing your logic. I'm sorry. I'm missing your logic. Help me out.
So, for those of us that do date single moms, which I have,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of women, I'm gonna say, they do not. They're focused on survival and mandatory and obligatory behaviors.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is the necessities of maintaining life: food, shelter, water, clothing.
Mm-hmm.
The average, if most women the bedrooms are about 15 feet apart from their child. Let's say the child has another room. Throughout the day, this is what the child hears: wake up, get ready for school, eat breakfast, let's go, have a good day, how was your day, get your homework done, wash up, let's eat, get ready for bed. That's what most of the children hear throughout the day from their parent. That's it. And this is repetitive, along with the CO. CO makes sure that the inmate eats, he goes to bed, He wakes up for breakfast. He goes out for activity time, which is sometimes school, library, things like that. See the correlation?
The
It's very
difference
hard to
between a
think of it
CEO.
like that.
I don't see the
He was saying the
correlation.
difference. The
I don't
difference
see it
between a
correlating to
CEO
that.
and
Go ahead.
the difference between a CEO and a single mother is the CEO leaves his prisoners at the end of his shift.
That's the only
That,
difference.
that that's the summation of what he's saying. Because the steps in the structure, the way that he explained it, the steps in the structure is pretty much the same. It's just the verbiage is different.
That
Yeah, but
shows, in other words, the reason why I use that reference point is because this shows the interaction between a child and majority of the single moms, and why 100 Watts use the reference like this is a real thing where they're going and trying to get money. They're going to get stamps. They're going to get housing. They're getting everything that they need from the government. Why would I ever say that I have to do anything other than that?
I think that's a little bit not fair. Okay. That's my own personal.
No.
I'm sorry, as my own personal opinion, and I have.
It's not fair. Marsha.
No. I will tell you why I did. I see single mothers interact with their kids, football practice, their homework in the car, all that. They ain't just go to eat, do this. No. We gotta.
Yo, hold up. Yo, Lynch, my homie. Yo, Lynch. One of the things that I always told you, when I talk to you, I'll be like, yo, man, one of the things you're going to appreciate is the fact that I keep it real with you, and I'm going to talk to you and give you the same essence of energy that I get to the homies, right? Ain't nobody hearing that shit you talking right now. With all due respect, my love. Right? But when you or whoever understands the concept of that thing that I call, and I'm gonna let you finish my sentence. It's the burden of what that men have. The burden of what? Me and you talk about it all the time. The burden of what? It start with a P.
It's a burden of. Shit, I forgot.
You'll forget everything. Vic knows what it is. It's the BOP, the burden of performance.
Yes, burden of performance. Okay.
Oh, you remember now, right?
Okay.
Right. So whenever you talk on these YouTube streets about how wonderful your daddy was, how wonderful your ex-husband was, how wonderful your daddy was in teaching your ex-husband a trade where he can be one of the most premier Black entrepreneurs within Northern California within his specific trade. Am I lying?
No, right?
Okay. And I ain't saying his name. I ain't say the trade or nothing. Okay. So now, but she fucked up the marriage. But you know what I mean? But she admits it. That's another show. We're gonna do a whole series with the shit. Right? She want Angela Bassett to play her part, but we gotta negotiate. So anyway.
You see how I like how you do that change up, because that shit came in hot, but it slowed down at the end.
Right. Yo.
That man is a
the burden of
right.
The burden of performance, man. The burden of performance. She and I always talk about that. It's that thing that we have that we talk about it. The quarterback, he could have had his best game. He could have thrown 14 touchdowns. 14 times 6, don't ask me that shit. And Alexa ain't plugged in right now. But 14 touchdowns. So that's 6 times 14. Okay, and add the 1 on all of them bitches. So 7 times 14, 28, 7, 70, 28, 98. Bang, bang. 98. Correct me if I'm wrong. But all of those points, but the game could be lost because the defense messes up a couple of goal line stands, right? A couple of goal line stands, and they're not able to defend. And if anybody knows about this football analogy or metaphor, the quarterback has no control over what the defense does.
Facts.
Right. The only thing
Or
that the only thing the quarterback hopes for that the linemen love him. That's why if you ever pay attention, you Google the shit, you speak to anybody you know is in sports, the quarterback, the people that they spend money and they give their money to, sometimes a good 10% of their salary is going to be them feeding the people at work, the defensive and offensive line. Defensive line, defensive line is not on the field when the quarterback is on the field. But it's important because those are the people that stop the other shit. So you could have had 98 points and somebody else could actually win depending on something else. And I know I
like your
talk long
quarterback
and
being Russell
long-winded,
Wilson,
but the burden of
the interception
performance,
on the 1 yard
with the
line.
burden of performance, when you bring it all back in, that burden of performance, that quarterback is still blamed. He's still blamed. Even though he has zero control over the defense, he is still blamed. In a family, the man is always blamed. In a family, the man is always blamed. If the family succeeds, the man is celebrated. If the family loses, the man is held accountable.
I agree with that.
BOP, burden of performance.
I
And
agree.
so let's talk about that piece.
So how about this, y'all? If the family succeeds, they say that's what the man's supposed to do. If the family fails, he's a bullcrap husband, he's a bullcrap father.
Mm.
I mean, in most instances, that's fine by me, honestly, because it is your responsibility. You're put in charge as the head of the house, and one of the most important decisions in terms of your house, right? If you're thinking about a chessboard, one of the most important pieces on your chessboard is your queen. If you chose a fucked up queen, your chess game is set. Like that's just how that go. And sometimes brothers just get unlucky and they get finessed and a girl showed them something and then years later she showing something else. Sometimes that happens. You know, that's the luck of the draw, my man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you crap out. That's just how it go. But most times, motherfuckers just choosing bad. So to blame me for my shortcomings, I'm all the way down for that. Because I should have done better and led better. And because I didn't do either one, this fell apart. That's the only way for me to look at it. Because I spent no time I spent no time getting better by deflecting, saying, well, if she would have just, then we would have, like that shit. That doesn't do anything for me. So I'm kind of down for that philosophy. If we do well, it's on me because now I get to win gracefully and thank her for being the solid person behind me that held down the kids, that had kept the house clean, that kept me fed, that kept my my uniforms pressed in and like, you know what I'm saying? I get to win gracefully and thank her for all she did if she actually do it.
Right. So that me saying that, I was saying, men, we understand that our job is thankless. It's what we are supposed to do. It's what we were created for. So just like he was speaking about the quarterback, the quarterback gets the lion's share of the blame, and then when the team wins, it's a team, and the quarterback is okay with that because that's our job as leader.
Okay. And it looks like Troop got the point. So let me do this because we're gonna be wrapping this baby up shortly. But I want to send some love to Monsieur across the pond. She said that's not the reality of most single mothers I know. I think the label of single mothers is too broad a brush and unfair to the single mothers who beg for the participation of the fathers. So just to address what I think Dawn is speaking to, I do believe that there are mothers, let's not label them as single mothers. Let's just state there are mothers of children, and those mothers are not with the fathers by virtue of widowing, her being a widower, by virtue of divorce, by virtue of several different things, by virtue of, let's say, death of the man prior to him consecrating the marriage before the Lord. There's labels, and I know what my brother Victor Free's music, labels is one of the things that he rages against. Even just in he and I having a drink of beer, smoke a blunt conversation type thing, he rages against labels, and you'll see it on YouTube. So I definitely understand in terms of what Dawn's stating. It's her sort of emotional rage upon a particular label that puts the sisters within a box, and it is too broad a brush. It is too broad a brush because if in fact we wish to cure or solve situations, what we need to do is acquiesce to the science and the clinical understanding. The same way we have diabetes, there's a type 1 and there's a type 2. One is insulin, deficient. One is an insulin overload. So two different sets of medicine, So given the dynamic of this whole conversation tonight, I think it was more so me just getting a couple of things off my chest after watching a couple of pieces of YouTube content. I didn't want to call it a reaction show, but whatever content I share with you tonight, that's the content that impacted me. And I said, what the hell? Let me jump on. I had a drink. I had the beer balls, and I said, let me do it. And that's why you and I are kicking it tonight. So with that being said, I got a challenge for y'all tonight. Let me take this off the screen. Piece of Dawn Harden. I got a challenge for you guys tonight, okay? And let's call this an advertisement for Chef's Shorts. No, I am not selling my shorts, all right? I keep them on. But my playlist, it's a playlist of some really nice curated shorts. Some of them are pretty nicely edited. And what I figure I was going to share one with y'all. It's a contest. It's a challenge. 45 seconds. Now, we're working on the honor system tonight. So don't be no dirty, dirtbag, lion ass, rat soup eating, motherfucking test tube baby. I trust you. You have 45 seconds to observe this content without laughing, or you will go to hell. I'm not sending you there. It's not going to be, all expenses paid, but that's where your ass going to end up. So hold on.
You said you wanted to be a professional basketball player. What teams have you played for, Eric?
Well, my first year, I played in.
Eric is now stuck on the letter M. He desperately tries to break the cycle.
I have played in. My first year, I played in.
This is now Eric's fourth attempt.
Let me tell you something. That was the hardest I ever had to try not to laugh. But I'm going anyway because I was laughing hard inside, okay? So I'm going.
I appreciate your honesty. That's why they call you True.
You ain't right, dog. You know what? I'm trying to tell you.
Does anybody else got any honesty for us, yo? Come with it, man.
You know the face you made at the end when your hand was over your mouth? I'm doing everything to try and hold it in. Like, never mind. Nope.
Don't do it. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Nope.
So, Andrea, tell them about our conversation, man. Please tell them about our conversation. This is to show you the love that my sector has. Tell them about our conversation, yo. Please.
Yeah, he was like, Joy, did you see my my short I put up? I was like, no. And he was like, I wasn't gonna put it up because I thought you might be mad with me because I stutter. I do stutter sometimes. And I was like, no, I wouldn't feel it's a part of me. I'm okay with it. I stutter. My brother stuttered more than that. My brother stuttered just like that. So I don't feel nothing. I just wait my time and he'll get it out and it's okay. And so but Chef thought I didn't want to put it up because of you. I was like, no, you can put it up. You're not gonna offend me.
I put the shit up and I took it down because I was like, fuck. I even talked to my old lady. I was like, yo, I gotta take this shit down. Yeah, I mean, she was like, it's funny. I was like, I know, but then I was like, God, Andrea be stuttering. She was like, well, it's not really stuttering. She do that shit when she get excited. I was like, I know, but I gotta. So I kind of had to get her permission to put the bitch back up.
I was like, no.
Look, bro. The fact that they had a dirt bike riding across that.
But yeah, he was worried about my feelings. I thought was cute. I was like, oh, that's so cute.
God damn, I was like, fuck, man. I said, yo, I'm gonna do this shit, man. But listen.
The problem with the dirt bike, every time he started doing it, the dirt bike was in full momentum. That's what, and then I can tell he really was trying his hardest not to. Like he was curving his jaw and that, I'm on my way. So
yo, I know a lot of dudes that stutter, man, and I'll give him his props, yo. He made it to M. Sorry, I'm just saying. But yo, but hold on, yo. We gonna wrap this right, but I gotta wrap this right. Pause. That's for next month's sponsor. That's Trojan. We're gonna talk about wrapping this. But anyway, hold on 1 second. Chef's so
I will never see dirt bikes the same. I will never see dirt bikes the same.
Bro, you heard me. Like it's done. It's done. It's done. That's gonna pop in my head every time I see, like, I'm watching race shows or whatever. Like, I'm done.
You're living crazy, can't be holding away all night. Been doing this time for you, what you want? In the thunder and rain, you stare into my heart. I can feel your hand moving off my nose. Finding light, little scrawled around my way, wall against my face. I can feel your
Wall against my face.
do what you wanna do. This ain't no running. I don't wanna sound just because people walking by watching us. My is against the Carolina.
Okay, one more before we wrap up. One
Hey,
more before
hey,
we wrap up.
AOG.
One more.
Hey, AOG, I got them yellow caps. I got them yellow caps, OG. I got them yellow caps.
Yo, but you don't see the king there with the black and mild microphone.
Man.
With the
I'm
black
done. I seen it the whole time. Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me give y'all one more. I'm sorry. Hold up.
That is a bass head. I don't wanna stop jumping.
Okay. Just two more, but these are shorts. It's only shorts, so they're a minute to 59 seconds less, right? I've been playing my editing game, so I gotta end the show off on a laugh, all right? So let me lay this out for you. God damn.
Come get your stuff from my house, please. Please come get your stuff.
What stuff?
That sock.
Sock? What are you talking?
I'm not throwing away a motherfucking thing, dog. Come, that's your favorite sock.
Who
Why would I do that?
my favorite
Then
sock?
it'll be some motherfucking
That one
shit.
of my favorite sock.
Cause you ain't gotta worry about me calling no more. I just need you to come get your shit.
I don't need it. You keep it.
Please come get this sock. And
I ain't getting nothing.
And I tell you one thing: if you don't come get this motherfucking sock, I will bring it to you.
Don't you come over here, Gladys.
I don't want you to come up
I told
over
your
here.
ass.
I don't just want you to come, no motherfucker.
So
Please
you
don't.
do or you don't?
Please don't. But come
That
get
wasn't
your
even my
sock.
favorite sock. That's the only sock I
Please
had
come
over
get
there.
this sock out my house. I'm tired of looking at it.
That's your sock.
Just
now,
come
Gladys.
get your sock, please. If you don't come get this sock, I'm coming
Come
over
over
there.
here, Gladys. I told your ass.
Nigga, I ain't about to no motherfucking cry because I'm getting mad because I want you to come get your motherfucking shit out my house, dog.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Man, just come
I don't want it. It's your sock now.
Yo, that sock must smell bad.
That's that sock, yo. That's
No, she want a
thing,
sock.
That's
She
the
want a sock.
only Gladys got for the kid, man. Right. But yo, so that's a little advertisement. I play around with the shorts and do whatever. So, just pay attention to the mastery. I'm still learning this YouTube shit. So here's the last one before I tell everybody to take their ass home.
Oh, she's still in the TV. Wait, girl, you moving too slow. Jump in that mother.
Moments later.
Ooh. Oh, she done fell out the. Oh, Lord. She done left her shoe. She left her shoe. Wait. Oh my
Yeah,
You
won.
went stealing a TV and house slippers?
You won. You won.
Yo, that's all I got for y'all tonight, man. 3 hours and 30 minutes of intellectual debauchery, a little comedy, a little unbridled just energy, a little conversation. Some of us having personal catharses, not catharsis, catharses, plural, of things that we've been feeling. There was no structure, there was no outline, there was no topic. And I'm proud of it nonetheless. One thing Danique Anthony used to always get annoyed is the fact that I have a difficulty in terms of telling you or describing the experience that you're about to have when you come over here for my titles. I'm going to have to learn what it is. I do a thumbnail. I put together a show. After the show is done, I may end up being in a position where I have to change the thumbnail. That just speaks to the organic nature of the way that I move. All I can tell you is this, man. No matter what you see on the thumbnail, just come through. We do this thing, we talk, we build. The people that's on the stage are always going to have a mindset that's malleable or stretchable enough to understand and to admit a change in the thought process during this exercise. So even if the thumbnail looks shitty, just come to my city. Yeah, I gotta write that one down.
And fuck
But
with
anyway,
me.
we gonna go clockwise. My guy, you know how it goes. 100 watts. Let them know what makes them a special, unique soul within this universe, my G.
What's happening? What it is? I go by the name of 100 Watts, and I love those that love me. Oh, I don't know, man. Cause I really don't give a fuck if y'all fuck with me or not. I guess. I love y'all though.
Love you back, big dog. All right, all right. I'm gonna bring you down. Truth. Talk to me. Talk to them. Let them know what makes you a special, unique, truthful soul within this universe, my G.
Well, as always, you see the name, you see the legend. That's what I'm about. It's only one me. As people know, I'm a quiet taste. If you get to know me, you know you got a friend for life. If you cross me, I ain't gonna say you got to end me for life. Depends on what you do. So
He's an acquired taste like Japanese wasabi that come with the sushi. You know what I'm saying? The shit's spicy and it smack you in the back of your nose and shit, but then it make you breathe better. And like, you know, these wasabi.
yeah,
Go ahead,
I
my
like to
bad.
think. No, you good. As always, today was a beautiful day in the kitchen. My plate was full. My meal was decorated and plentiful, and the presentation was gorgeous as always. I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat and those who see this will enjoy a day in the kitchen as I do. Um, there's no chef like our chef, as always. Um, yeah, so it was hot in the kitchen, peaceful. I love my seat, and I'm thankful I still got a place at the table. So I appreciate you being homie. And it was, it's great to see you again. I need to see you more. J.A., good to see you, Miss Andrea. Love you, sweetie. Vic, you already know what it is. We got great things coming. I'm ready when you are. And everyone else in the chat, please love on and with purpose and be blessed. Love y'all. Be easy.
Easy. Whoo. Oh, we got one more. My bad. Pardon me. Let me get out of this. There we go. There we go.
What up? What up?
So okay, I see how you doing. The solo streams. So you ain't finna let them see you in your do rag and your eye patch.
Yeah. What makes me unique? So I just have my opinion. If you like it, you love it. It is what it is. Period. That is growth. That is age and wisdom. How about that?
Man, I gave you the solo for that shit. You done did like a 12-minute solo before. Now this the solo. All right, I'm gonna let you have that. I'm gonna let you have that because it's late and you old and you got on your leather do rag. All right, so send your little to Andrea, yo, in the do rag clan. That's the new bonnet later. I told you I was on some bullshit tonight, y'all. So yo, man. The thumbnail is gonna be something else. It may be 2, 3, 4 different thumbnails. This was a 3 hour and 30 something, 3 hour and almost 40-minute stream. You know, all I can say is this: if you come through, no matter what, if you've seen me and you look at my old stuff, no matter what we came through to talk about, our conversations morph and have the ability to morph into something else. And I try to keep this thing as organic as possible in order to allow those things to morph. Not so I could just show and shake my ass and tits on the fucking stage for you. But it's more so that so I have the ability to just allow myself the ability to change and think and allow this whole thing to flow for y'all. So, you know, regardless if you know what it is or what you think it is, just come through, tap in for a little bit, check in, see what we're doing, look at the content, and I'm going to keep doing it for you. If you don't see me, it's because I don't feel that I have something worthy enough for your attention, because I respect your time. So I want to say peace, love, and light to each and every single one of y'all watching this show. And straight up and down, if you know how we do this here, when I let you go, I rarely and will never, not rarely, but I'll never send you out without sending you out on a nice, plush, magic carpet with a big-ass V in the middle of it. The only thing I need is one of you viewers who's a viewer of the show to let me know what that V stands for. And I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a minute. A big-ass V in the middle of that magic carpet. You know what that V stands for? I'll help you out. Y'all know what it is. Vibing. Peace, love, and light. We out.
Club phone jump, it's the weekend. Dream come true with the big friends. Hitting on doors, that's a defense. Rolling with all, that's an offense. It me change, you let me peachin'. With a bull shaking to my maybe drop pins. So they won't buy, and I say, so they won't buy, you the kid play, baby, tell me what you want. Julian, I know you need fun. Ever since remember we been knocking at the door. Y'all been moving paper, we be running up the school. Never for that pillar, we was sleeping on the floor. West side Africa, you know the shit ain't far. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Bobby, baby, come roll with me. My times relax, my mind's relax. I got now from who got next. Here's my number, just send a text. You got a man and she responds, nah. Okay, sure enough. I'ma let you go, don't wanna hold you up. I'ma call your phone when I put it up. Whoever let you go must be them as far. Wait for. Girl, you so fine, I pay for. Fly you first class to LA for. Body so blessed, I pray for. Body so blessed, I pray for. Because I don't care what you say. all night long. Prophet the One. Follow me on all Instagram sites.
Vibing all night long. I'm taking my old ass to bed. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to just talk shit and vibe with you randomly for no reason. Peace. Chef out.